Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Everyday Shenanigans. Thanks for joining me. Thank you, mods and visitors, subscribers, new subscribers, and those who just like to join in on the conversation. Please hit the link if you like to join the live stream to speak up on the panel. If you are a known subscriber and or commenter in the chat, you will get first right to speak. Thank you very much, and thank you all for joining me in this late hour. And hello, sweet friend. My sweet friend out there, you know who you are and where you are. Hello. Hope you well. Thank you all for joining me. Hello, Vinny, Wesley, Change. How are you doing? God bless all of you. Thanks for joining the Queen. Just me. How are you? So I got 18 viewers already. Thank you. What's going on at the top up there? I didn't see. Ghost Ninja. Thank you. Ghost Ninja Stinks. Now, what kind of username is that? Miss Rickson, how are you? Wesley, how are you? Thank you all so much. Carol, thank you. You know how the Queen rocks. Y'all know how I do. Gotta perform, baby. Gotta perform. Thank you so much. This should be an interesting conversation. I'm sure there'll be all type of people joining in, ear hustling and wanting to comment. And let me tell you something. If you want to join in, as I said, hit the link. You will not be reminded throughout the chat. Always scroll to the top of the chat to get the link information. I will try to drop it through periodically. You will have to follow the instructions. It is not hard. And that is all I'm going to say about that. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello, OG Boscal. How you doing? Hi, Latasha. How you doing? Natural Resources. Vala. How are you doing? Angie Dare. Thank you all. I've got 35 in the room. If you'd like to donate to the channel, please donate by Cash App, $ Big Angie 129. And thank you for joining me. This conversation will be relating to the interview that Chief Walker gave Miss Perla Shaheen out of California. And I will be playing that interview for you by audio. Thank you so very much. And yes, most of you know that the video was taken down. So far, I haven't heard a reason why, but I will speculate on the reason once I have played the audio to you guys. Hello, Freddie, Lakeisha, Sharon, Cheryl, Mary Blue. Thank you all for joining me. I got 40 in the room. I don't see one mod. Okay. Wow. Hello, Cheryl. Leanne, Freddie Weaver, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining me. Ooh, I like when they come over. Leanne, how you doing? How you doing? Wesley, thank you. You are so kind to me, Wesley. You're always complimenting the Queen. Thank you so much. God bless you, honey. Thank you so much. Melissa, yes, because you were there with the Queen from day one. Hold on. Wait a minute. I don't even see. Hold on a minute, baby. I don't even know how to put. I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on, baby. Now this thing won't get off my screen. What is going on? This is crazy. I don't know what's going on. For some reason, it won't let me do it. I don't know what's going on. Yes, Freddie, I do need a king. Melissa, I'm trying. It won't let me go in for some reason. This is weird. Hi, Raven. How you doing? This is weird. I don't know why it's not letting me go in. Hoping nobody been messing with my stuff. Melissa, I'm trying. It will not let me. I don't know. I don't know where they're at. Usually they're on. Well, I told them I was jumping on a while ago. Maybe it's because your name's up on the screen. For some reason, it won't show. This is weird. $65 in the room. Thanks for joining me. Sorry, you guys. I was trying to do something. It's not. Something is weird. Why it won't let me add somebody else? This is crazy. Hi, how you doing? Grace, JR. Let me ignore you guys. Change, how you doing? I'm going to get started. I don't know what's going on. If you want to join the live stream, jump up on the link. Hello, Hawkeye. How you doing? We're going to start because I'm already a few minutes in. I don't know why this is up on the screen. It's crazy. Hey, Jordan. How you doing? Ravenheart, I don't. It's not going to be like that anymore because I don't have time for that type of stuff.
Thank you, Chief, for joining me today. I know you're busy with this investigation and a lot of other things going on in California City. So I'll get straight to the point. I got some questions from people on Facebook and via Messenger just asking about this investigation on the two boys missing in California City. And I wanted to go through them with you. Some of them, I couldn't include all of them, but here are a few of them. The first question, are the boys alive?
I have no reason to believe they're not at this time. Again, I've said it through this whole thing. I remain absolutely optimistic that they're alive. And I have to believe that unless I find some sort of proof or evidence different.
And what might have happened to the boys? What scenarios are possible in this situation?
There's 1,000 different scenarios that, let your imagination run wild. What I do truly believe is that night there's no way that they could have got out of that neighborhood without some sort of assistance from an adult. That's my belief.
And so, in past situations with missing cases, is that usually the case that it's someone familiar that is involved in the investigation or something like that?
It's always situationally driven, and I can't point fingers. I mean, we always start from the inside out. Of course, the people closest to them, the people who've seen them last, that's who we start with. We always look at family first, especially with kids that young. We have to. And then it branches out from there depending on which way the evidence goes. But we can only work with what we're given.
And earlier, I know in our first interview in front of the house on Aspen Avenue, you said that you suspected foul play. And do you still think that? Why or why not?
Absolutely. It goes back to I personally believe that there's no way those kids got out of that neighborhood without some sort of assistance. So if there was an adult that assisted them or took them out of the neighborhood, that would constitute foul play.
So exactly, what constitutes foul play? It doesn't necessarily mean abuse. It just means
foul play means that someone is taking the children and not divulging to their parents where they're at. That's just, we'll start basic 101 right there.
Someone else got involved in the
someone, absolutely. So someone had to have done that and has not reported to us, because everybody I would imagine, at least in the nation now, knows we're looking for these kids, has not reported it, then that would constitute foul play, because the only people those kids are supposed to be with are their parents.
So right now, are there any persons of interest?
Oh, a dozen persons of interest. We have nobody specific. We have no specific suspects, no specific people. No one's been charged. We've brought no charges so far. But again, we're continuing the investigation. I know a lot of people believe we've given up. That's not true. We still get leads. We still get leads every day that we follow up on if they're viable. You know, I can't. If someone says, "Hey, we saw them at the right yesterday at 10 o'clock in the morning," am I going to send somebody over there to review the cameras from yesterday at 10 o'clock in the morning? Absolutely not. If somebody says, "Well, I think they're near the water somewhere," I can't follow up on that. I need specifics. So I need a direction to go. I just can't spin in a circle or have my people spin in a circle looking on a maybe or I think or I thought. But if you give me a specific place and a time, we're still doing that. And it's not just us.
And going on that, as you say, that you're still working on this investigation, still,
I have dedicated resources in my department. Bakersfield has dedicated resources in their department. We've got the FBI involved. We've got the Kern County Sheriff's involved. We've got the Kern County District Attorney involved. There's still a ton of people working on this. We have not by any means given up.
So recently, it was the 2-month anniversary of when the boys went missing, and I know it's been a while. And I've asked you this a few times because every time we speak, it seems like the days get longer and days turn into months. Is it possible that this case will go cold and that we'll never know what happened to these boys?
Of course, it's possible. Anything is possible, but go cold, that would mean that we'd stop looking or we'd stop following up on clues, and that's not going to happen. We will continue to follow up on any clues. We will continue to get followed until we know something different. So there's a lot of semantics involved there. Cold case. What does that mean, really? Cold case is never really cold. It's just not being actively investigated. I've got 8 cold cases here in California City as we speak, and they're all being investigated on a daily basis. So, that's to be determined, right?
Okay. I know the city is voting tonight, or they're deciding a city council meeting to renew the reward money for anyone who can find the boys. And I know they're planning to do that consistently. They're trying to keep that money for any missing persons case. Even if we find Warren and Orson West, they might extend that money to other missing persons cases as well. So it seems, that the city and that you are still, actively trying to pursue missing persons cases, even the ones that there's currently 8 cold cases, or not cold cases, but previous missing persons cases still.
No, that's not true. We've only got 2 active missing persons. We've got 8 cases that we're still investigating. 6 of those are homicides and 2 of them are missing. Now, those are all adult cases.
Okay.
So again, a missing adult doesn't necessarily mean it was foul play. They're possibly sure, but adults are adults, and they're free to go wherever they want to go, and they're not necessarily have to tell anybody where they're going. So someone reports a missing. Okay, we've got an open missing person investigation that goes into our missing person system. And if anybody nationwide comes in contact with that person, then that will immediately pop up on the database.
So are you starting to think that this case is part of something larger, something like human trafficking, or I know a lot of people ask me about that.
I can't rule that out. I can't rule anything out. Of course it's possible. Anything, until we know different, everything is still in play. So, we need specific facts to prove otherwise.
And so you guys are considering all of these viable options.
Absolutely.
And how certain are you that the boys are not in the Aspen Avenue house? I know when you first did the interview, you first spoke with us outside that house. That I think it was December 23rd. You told us, you know, the canines smelled the scent of the boys inside the house. They didn't smell it leaving the house. Seems like that would imply that they're still there. And how certain are you that they're not?
Excuse me for, I have to smile on that. I am 110% certain those boys are not in that house. I've been in there numerous times. We've searched every possible place in that house. I know people believe that there's secret rooms, and there's a basement, and there's false walls, and we've searched every possible nook and cranny in that house multiple times. And I am absolutely certain we've searched the backyard multiple times. We've searched underground the backyard with different technology multiple times with nothing. The dogs aren't always 100% accurate. We've had the dogs in the house. That night they alerted inside the house, but they didn't alert outside. Doesn't mean anything. We use those as tools that maybe will point us one way or the other. Just like people keep asking about polygraph. Polygraph is not, it's not admissible in court. Is it a tool? Sure. Can I believe at some point that maybe that you are being deceptive by the results of the test? Sure. But it's only a tool. It's only a tool to help us go in a certain direction. But right now, we don't have any of that, unfortunately.
So did the adopted parents take a polygraph test at the beginning?
I can't comment on that.
Is it possible that the boys wandered into the desert that night? I know you suspect foul play, but is that also something you're considering?
I had to bet my house on it, I would say no. Because we searched thoroughly that night. We brought in airship with infrared, no hits. Again, we searched that whole desert a week later within a 5 square mile perimeter around the house. We found nothing. It doesn't mean they're not there, but I am super confident that, I know little kids are really fast, but I know they have no stamina. So they might take off like a shot, but they're only good for 20 to 30 yards, in my experience. But not saying that can't happen, but I am super confident they're not somewhere around. I truly believe they just didn't wander off in the desert that night. Yeah, no.
It was also a very cold night. I believe it was. I remember that day. I checked. It was about 30 degrees Fahrenheit.
Right. But damn, we slowed them down.
Could you explain that infrared technology you just mentioned? What was used?
Yeah, we basically had a helicopter with what they call the FLIR. A FLIR will detect light. It's pretty sophisticated. You could have the opportunity in my previous career, law enforcement career, that I got to actually work in an airship, and it's basically like a scope that'll go over any territory, any land. It'll pick up anything that's got light. Adults are generally 97, 98 degrees. It'll pick that up in the dark, and it shows up like a beam, basically.
Wow, so it's a helicopter that goes around and detects body heat, searching for body heat. Basically.
It has the ability to do that, yes. Along with other things, they've got the night sun. That's the big. We call it the night sun, the big light, the big searchlight. But also they're equipped with the FLIR. The FLIR will pick up light.
And that was sent out the night that they went.
It was deployed that night, yeah. To the best of my knowledge.
Was it one or multiple?
I think we had at least one in the air the whole time. I don't know if it was the same one. A lot of times, most helicopters are they're only equipped to be up for 2 to 2.5 hours. So we were out there a pretty long time. So I would imagine they probably switched off at some point.
There is one thing, I don't think anyone asked about this, but when I first met the biological mother of the two boys, she had mentioned how one of them had a broken femur. This was a couple of years ago. I know I saw it on the Attorney General's website as well, that Oren had a broken femur, the biggest bone in the body in his leg. Did the adoptive parents in that interview, did the bone heal at that point? Does he still?
Yeah, it had been years prior. I think even prior to them adopting the kids. So that was, to the best of my knowledge, that was an accident. That there was no, I'm sure there was an investigation done by Children's Services, and they found no misconduct.
Okay. No misconduct with the biological mother?
Yeah, with anybody. I believe, to the best of my knowledge, it was just, an accident. And he broke his leg, he fell down somehow, and he broke his leg. However, that would be a good way to identify it. That's a good identifier.
What is the surgery or the?
No, we located a child that had a broken femur that was consistent with the injury that was sustained by the children. Another way to ID kids.
But it's not relevant in this situation because it's
no, it has nothing to do with their disappearance. No.
Okay, but I'm saying it's already healed at this point, so it's not relevant.
Yeah, it was a prior injury.
Is it possible that they're with extended family members right now? Have you done anything to pursue that possibility? Question extended family members.
Anything's possible. And we questioned everyone around them. Again, like I say, we start with the immediate family and work our way out. So we've done our best to question anybody and everybody who could possibly be related. But, I don't know how big, it's a pretty big family. So, if someone had them, I guess that would be great if they're healthy and they're alive and we can find them. That would be awesome. So, again, our best case scenario is we find them healthy and we find them alive.
And I remember that, again, referring to that first interview with you, you had said how none of the neighbors in that area had seen the boys.
I think I mentioned that, though, because we did have some neighbors that said they never had even seen kids. Now, remember, they'd only been there for 3 months. September to December when it occurred. We did find some neighbors that said they had never seen the kids. However, we did find neighbors who did confirm they had seen kids there on the property.
So that was later on. You
yeah,
the neighbors.
That was actually shortly after. That's why I've tried to amend that multiple times. Initially, we couldn't find anybody who had seen the kids, but we did actually find other neighbors who had actually seen kids there.
So they had seen.
They've only been there 3 months. COVID, all those things, cold weather, all that can attribute to that. They had a huge backyard with a big fence. So, and here in California City, you've been to the neighborhood. There's large vacant lots between the properties. So,
yeah. But I have asked you this a few times as well. I know you said the adoptive parents. Is it still true that the adoptive parents are the last people to have seen the kids?
According to the information we received that night from them, yeah.
There's been no one else after sightings of the kids ever since.
Multiple, and we've all followed up.
So the adoptive parents are considered the last people to have seen the kids. When and where was the last time anyone besides them saw Orrin and Orson?
I believe the grandmothers had seen them prior to. I don't know the exact dates, but the people who we have spoken to had seen them. Other than the parents.
The grandmothers. So that was the relative they visited before, it was like recently before they went missing, correct?
Yes.
When do the other children in the family say that they last saw the kids?
I can't comment on any interviews that we've had with the kids.
So you've interviewed the other 4 kids. And are the Wests still cooperating? Jacqueline and Giselle, have they retained a lawyer?
Yes, they're still cooperating. I don't know if they've retained counsel or not.
Okay. So you're still in contact with them. I asked, when was the last time they were interviewed?
I think formally interviewed. It's been several weeks.
Are the members of the birth family cooperating as well?
Yes.
And have they retained a lawyer?
Not to my knowledge.
And when was the last time you spoke with them?
I personally, the last time I spoke with the biological mother, we actually spoke
Has anyone been instructed not to speak to the media? Like adoptive parents, biological parents?
Not by us. Not by us. Maybe by their attorney, but not by us.
Is there video footage that shows the boys in California City? I know the neighbor across the street had a doorbell camera. I know the neighbor to the left of the house, facing the house to the left, also had a doorbell camera or like surveillance footage of the house. I know police, took that footage and analyzed it. Was there any footage that showed the two boys?
We have hours of footage that I can't comment.
I called initially a few months ago. I know other people have called since regarding the initial 911 call for the two boys. I believe from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, it happened just before 6 p.m., correct?
It happened about 5:45 p.m.
5:45.
Well, let me correct that. The initial call for service came in about 5:45. We were on scene. My first officer was on scene within 5 minutes or less. That's the first one. And I think within 10 minutes, I had 4 officers.
Is there a reason why the department won't release the 911 call? I tried to get it.
No, because it's still part of the investigation. It's an ongoing investigation.
I mean, I've received 911 calls from ongoing investigation before. But I guess.
We're not going to release it.
So it's just because it's an ongoing investigation.
Correct.
The main reason.
For now.
And I know we've talked about the evidence that you recovered in your searches of the home, around the home, and you had mentioned that none of it really came out with anything important. Could you mention any of the evidence that has been taken, including forensics, anything that was relevant or important?
The initial search warrant, we were able to take into custody all the electronic devices, the phones, the computers, clothes, bedding, items from the backyard, items from the house, anything we thought could possibly be relevant and or just,
So some of the clothes are worn in Orson to navigate the scent of them with the dogs and things like that.
well, and for all DNA purposes and all of that.
Yeah. And so those things have helped in terms of that analysis, but it hasn't created any leads for finding leads. And so you did mention, I knew this, that you took the phones of the two parents just a day or two after the two boys went missing. Yeah, it was the next day. I remember talking to them and they mentioned, police took our phones, we can't share contact information or anything. Jacqueline West had mentioned having photos of the boys on her phone that she couldn't share because police had taken her phone. Did you find anything significant on those phones? Did you find any pictures of the boys?
Yeah, we got pictures, but nothing else that I can disclose.
Is there a reason why no more pictures of the boys have been released so far? I guess the police department doesn't have access to those photos.
I no longer have access to those photos. Those actually were taken by the FBI.
By the FBI. But the parents have since gotten the phones back.
I forget.
New phones. Wow. So the FBI just took their phones and
I believe they gave them back, but they have the phones.
You don't have access to any more recent photos of the boys. Is there a reason why Jacqueline hasn't released those photos to the public? I know a lot of people are looking for more recent photos of Orange Orson.
I can't. What her thought process?
Okay. And lastly, what can community members do to help in this search right now? Should they be searching in Bakersfield, California City, or is kind of an area?
Wherever they think that we're going to turn up these kids, I'm not going to turn down. I think I said it multiple times. I'm not going to turn down any help. Anything they want to do to help us locate these kids is great. But the majority of the calls that we're getting now are basically to tell us that we're not doing it right. That takes up a lot of our time to respond to that. stop thinking about these kids, and I don't want it to become a dead issue. If we stop looking, but I would like the focus to be on finding the kids. What can you give us that we can tangibly follow up on to find these children? You call us up, you criticize, we're not doing a good job, or we should be talking to someone else, or we should be doing this, or we should be doing that. It's not productive. It's not productive. It takes time because we try to be respectful and kind to anybody that calls. But just remember, the focus should be on finding the kids, not telling us how to do our job. So that would be my biggest request. Your eyes and ears open. If you find anything we can follow up on, please call. Please call. We will follow up, I promise. We have on each and every one of these tangible leads. But, to just call us up and criticize us and ask us why we're not doing our job, that just takes a lot of time. It's taking away the focus from the kids.
Okay. Well, thank you, Chief, for meeting up with me today.
I want to keep the story out there. And I appreciate you guys.
The thing that drives me every day.
Okay, that's that. All right, everybody, hold on one second. I'm going to go over some of the questions. If you would like to join the live stream, go up to the top of the page and hit the link. Okay, Staffy Mama. Okay, Staffy. Gotta do what I gotta do, baby. Gotta do what I gotta do. 1 second, you guys. Can't even hear myself. What I'm looking for. My shit. Sweet baby. What you doing, sweet baby? I now have 4 mods in the room. Thank you so kindly. All right, we're going to roll with it because we're wasting a lot of time here. Thanks for joining me and your patience. 182 in the room. Let's start with the first question. Wow, it's like school. I have to get a notebook out. Okay. No specific suspects, the chief says. He's not going on just basic leads. I think, I heard, blah, blah, blah. He wants specific details only. Other agencies are involved. Kern County Sheriff Department, the FBI, Bakersfield Police Department. That's the same thing he told everybody in the beginning. So he's still saying that now. 8 cases are still being investigated with Cal City. And that's including missing persons and homicides. They allegedly voted on renewing the reward. I don't know what the decision was on that, and possibly to extend the money to other missing persons, homicide cases, I guess missing person cases, if the children are found. Okay, you cannot rule out anything pertaining to suspects in the case, and they're going on facts only to prove otherwise. They have searched everywhere pertaining to the kids. He made it clear that the lie detector test is just a tool to use to decide which direction to go in pertaining to the case. It was also mentioned that he does not know that the 2 adoptive parents have lawyered up. That was a rumor that was in the street, Facebook, YouTube streets. So in this interview, he does not say that he knows that the two, Jacqueline and Giselle West, have attorneys representing them. She asked Ms. Perla if they took lie detector tests. He will not comment on that said information. He also made a comment about the desert was checked a week later. I do have a problem with that because it makes me think, okay, well, he always said that he felt like everything was at the house. He didn't have a need to go check the desert, the lake, the moon, the sky, whatever. But I find it weird that they waited a week to check the desert. So that's one thing that kind of bothered me. He does not think they wandered off. He made it clear he does believe it was foul play, be it that someone picked them up or other adult is involved in getting them gone from the said location, the West home. As far as the broken femur, he did get known that it was broken, which we've always heard that it was fractured. He also made mention that there was no conduct that was deemed negative on behalf of the mom. It was said that allegedly the child fell down, had an accident. I will discuss that here in a second. They talked to extended family. He talked to everyone from the APs and worked his way out as far as anyone being involved in this disappearance of the said children. Okay. Some neighbors said they saw them. Some said they didn't. First, there were people saying they didn't. Then shortly after, he says, someone's plural came forward to say they saw the kids, but naturally there was no verification of the two being in the group of those kids. That was always said a while ago. He can't comment on the children that were left to the time frame when they last saw the children. He would not speak on that, but he did speak that the grandparents gave information on when they last saw the children. He's still in contact with the adoptive parents. It has been weeks since the last time he spoke to them, and I won't doubt that it's probably the beginning of the case. He hasn't spoken to the bio mom, obviously, in months, because we're at 2 months now, but others have been in contact with her. So that makes me wonder if that is Cal City detectives and or Bakersfield detectives and or the FBI. It was asked by Ms. Perla, did you ever tell the APs they could not speak to the public? And he told Ms. Perla, Shaheen, no. They have hours of footage from the neighbors. He will not comment on what that footage has revealed. The time frame is 5:45 p.m. when the call came in of the missing children. In less than 5 minutes, he had said officers on the scene. Okay. She asked about the 911 call being revealed. He said it's still an open investigation. She let him know that she has worked on cases where 911 calls were revealed, and he let her know once again, it's an open investigation. They will not reveal the 911 calls. Clothes, household items, devices were taken, iPads from the house, all relevant items were taken. It's also stated that both phones were taken from the two parties, the adoptive parents, the next day. She's also asking about the photographs, why there are no updated pics. The adoptive mother has alluded to the fact that they were in her said phone, but we now know the phones weren't taken until the next day. We already know. That would be the first thing they're going to ask you. Can you please give us a photo of your children that are missing? So anybody with sense would give the latest photo. And we now know the photos that have been uploaded to the police and the Missing Persons Bureau, FBI, were dated on someone's Facebook page, the brother in Washington, as December 1st, 2019 photos. So I don't know what's the exact date, but that's the date that he uploaded them to Facebook. And I verified that myself with my own eyes. They got their phones back, but they purchased new ones. This was a very interesting interview. Some think it wasn't. Some you think you got more information. Some of you say not really. The thing that's interesting to me is that It's all lies. I think we all know that. Who's all involved? I do not know. Do all these people know each other? I kind of think they do. But who's all involved? Who would be the ones to return the children if they are alive? Some of you don't think they're alive. I'm leaning towards they're not being alive because we're in 2 months now. As far as the reward, I don't really know what to say much about that myself. But there's a lot of hanky-panky going on pertaining to this. If you want to join the live stream and give your commentary where everyone can hear and see you, please hit the link at the top of the page. I just want to make sure I wrote down everything to go over. My problem is this, and it's been this from day one. The fact that a person doesn't have new pictures should tell you everything you need to know about the people you're dealing with. You don't have new photos because, as I've stated from day one, they weren't invested in the children. You see, why would you not have new photos of your kids? Now, as far as what was inside of the house that the dogs hit on, we don't know. So we don't know if actually there were things that they brought from Bakersfield that belonged to the children. We don't know. Were there actual clothes that belonged to the children in the house? We don't know. But I do know that Jacqueline and Trezell were not invested in those kids. And that is obvious now because he's told you that the phones were taken the next day. So you had a whole day to give new photos of your children. And the fact that you didn't give them tells you everything you need to know. So that leads me to think that possibly nobody else is involved. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because that shows just cause. That you weren't invested in your children before you would have hooked up with Pookie Ray Ray to sell your kids, take your kids, hand them off to bio family, whichsoever. You showed cause when you did not give newer photos to the authorities. So that leads me to believe you had not had those children a long time. I tell y'all to stay woke. Stay woke. So was this an intricate plan planned a long time ago? Did the children make it to the house or not? What was taken from that house that led that dog to say, I'm going to stop right here? Ain't nothing in this backyard. The dog said. But the dog said, there's something inside this house. He let it be known that they searched the house thoroughly. Some of you keep crying and moaning about sheds and underneath and this and that and walls and chimneys. He said, we searched it thoroughly. Helicopters flew above infrared, which will detect body temperatures. Nothing. This is a sick case. Very, very sick case. Somebody knows where the children are, be it alive or deceased, and they're not folding. $122,000 reward, and nobody's talking, saying a thing. This is sick. Very, very sick. Thank you, Nene. Newer photos may be withheld as the boys obviously look different. The boys may well be spotted with someone they are watching and put at risk. A little Miss Smithy, that doesn't make any sense what you're saying. Why would the police not want you to give newer photos of the children? That makes no sense what you're saying. That makes no sense. Why would authorities and the FBI want you to give pictures of your children looking a different way? This is not a hopscotch game. This is real life. There's some children missing out here, just like an adult. You don't give your high school picture to the authorities. Your mom and daddy don't give your high school picture if you're missing today and you're 50. Wow. Okay. Here we go. Oh, Lord. Thank you, Denise. God bless you, honey. Thank you so much, baby. You want to join? Hit the link. you all are still not listening to what I'm saying. Lord, please don't do this. They had a whole day to give photos to the police. The chief just told you he don't have no, Lord have mercy. He has no control over what photos she wants to give. So therefore, once again, he had a whole day to release photos. The police has no jurisdiction, nor does the FBI have jurisdiction over the photos you release to them. Why would they? That is your discretion, which pictures you will use to give to the cops, FBI, and the Missing Persons Bureau. Thank you, Mary. Dang, come on, y'all. That's it. You can't give what you don't have. Wow. Okay. Ooh, Lord have mercy. I'm done. Y'all can't be doing this, really? Okay. Thank you, Mimi. So, parents didn't give a new photo. This is why you know this was an intricate plan. Because you never had photos to give to the police. Wouldn't you give a newer photo of your child? They are missing. You are the ones who reported them missing. And then, here comes the grandparents. Giselle's parents doing worse than what they did. They gave photos to ABC that was of the children even younger than the ones given to the police originally. Stay woke. I've been woke. I've been woke. This shows you premeditation. Premeditation. If you can't see that, something's wrong. Ooh, Jesus, come on. That's it. He didn't say there were updated photos. That's Jacqueline's words. I have newer photos in my phone. That is what she told the news. You have to remember, she is a sociopath. She does not know that you're going to find out what's actually in her phone. I will tell you anything. How the hell are you going to know? It's none of your business. That's what she told the news. But the chief just told you it was her discretion and her husband's discretion which photos to upload. Wow. Come on now. Ooh, Satan, I can't. Okay. If you want to join the live stream, thank you all for joining me. Thank the mods who came aboard. Thank you, Mary. Oh, man. Hold on 1 second, you guys. $254 in the room. Thank you so much for joining me. Hit the link if you'd like to join the chat, please. If you want to join the conversation and give your opinion pertaining to the interview that was done by Miss Perla Shaheen, KGET News. Thank you, Jules. B, look, off that they've done lied. Past tense, baby. Past tense. No, Sharon, they never had a chance. They never had a chance. That's the sad thing about this story, is that they never had a chance. We're not talking about some kids that came from a loving environment, home. Hello, Harold. How you doing? We're not talking about kids who had a wonderful background and were happy, go lucky, and they just got kidnapped by somebody. Sorry about that. I got my balcony door open if you hear a dog barking. I guess that's a dog, unless it's a damn coyote. I don't know. Sorry. Oh, God. I'm going to have to shut the door. Yes, Hawkeye. It's the fact that they didn't have new photos tells you everything you need to know. Because it makes no logical sense that you wouldn't have newer photos of your children. And who's to say they were just ready to get rid of the kids? You know what I'm saying? They could have got rid of everything. That's why you don't know what they took from the house. Okay. Change?
Hey, yes, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Good evening.
Good evening, dear.
All right, so what did you think about the interview?
Well, I mean, it's kind of similar to the last. We got just a little bit more. We got to hear about the infrared and that they checked the desert a week later. We got to hear that he did not know that they were lawyered up. We got to hear that they gave the phones the next day, that their phones were given back, that they bought new phones, that they did not give them the permission, the instruction to not speak to the public. So that was very informative because everybody would wonder that, because you'll always assume, some of us, that, oh, they didn't talk to the public again because the police instructed them to not speak. But he let that be known. No one told them that. He also let it be known that the discretion of the photographs is up to the parents to upload said photos, which is common sense. They don't know your kids, so how are they going to know what photos to upload? So those are a few little things that were newer than the last interview.
Right.
So
I think that's smart of them too. Yeah, I think that's smart of them too, not to really kind of push them too hard and let them kind of have control over what they want to give out, because that's helping the police, I feel like, create a case.
They can't tell you what pictures to upload anyway because they don't know you. They don't know you.
Right.
They're hoping that you will be diligent in giving newer photos. I mean, think about it. What dummy gives old photos?
Mm-hmm.
You understand
Especially
what I'm saying?
babies.
Right. So this case is sad to me. It's very sad to me because we now know that all the rumors that y'all been hearing on Facebook and YouTube about lawyers, that's a lie. It's a lie. He told you he don't know nothing about no lawyers. So what? You understand what I'm saying? Now they might have some, but he don't know nothing about it. But I think, I want to tell everybody, I do believe the reason why the video was taken down about the femur, I think it's because of the femur bone comment, that it was actually fractured, they say, but he said broken and it was an accident, when we already know it couldn't have been an accident or she would have been able to keep her children. CPS wouldn't have taken her kids. Let me make that valid point. I think that's why the video was taken down. Because his comments contradict what has happened actually with the bio mom and the said child taken out of her custody. Go ahead, baby. Change. Well, she jumped off. Okay. Anyone else want to come up and speak? See, what I don't understand is why the chief did not know exactly what happened with the actual CPS report. You're investigating these people involved. Like he said, he worked his way out. So when you got to the bio mom, why would you not have asked for the CPS records to see what actually happened with her said children? So that way, you know, as he say, what we're working with. That way you can give an actual documentation when someone asks you, well, what happened with the child? When was the child injured? Such as Miss Perla asking about the bone, you know, when was it done? When did it happen? You could say, oh, this happened when the child was this age. The child was in her custody at that time. My findings show that the child was removed out of her custody because of the fractured femur bone, and no one was arrested for this incident. See, that's where Chief messed up. I'm supporting the chief, but he messed up with that. Hello?
Yeah, I must have dropped off. I think I got a little excited and hit the wrong button.
What you getting excited for, Change? Look,
girl, I go to work, come home, deal with my kids. I don't do nothing. This is excitement for me, child.
Oh, God. Go ahead, baby.
But I didn't hear what you said because I got dropped off. I feel like because he mentioned that, you know, they're investigating, he didn't want to say anything about, I don't think he wants to put too much of them out in the public on his own because they can turn around and try to sue the city, you know, with
and that's what
and all.
But somebody had to complain. I bet you somebody complained that that information he gave was not true about the femur bone, because he's alluding to the fact that it was an accident. Well, we know it couldn't have been an accident, or Ryan Dean would still have that said child. You understand what I'm saying? So somebody probably said something. Oh, that's not true. Right. You know that it couldn't have been an accident, because why would CPS take her child if the child had an accident? And so we already know, for those of you who think 3 months old can get up and do the electric slide, I haven't seen one that could. Shut your mouth.
But listen, who would make that complaint? CPS, because then they gave those kids away on an accident?
People in general. I'm just saying, people watch, people hear things, and they can call in and say, why did you say that when that's not true? And that's what I was trying to say when you fell off, is that the chief should have made sure to know exactly what happened with her and that child and all her children. That way that when you're asked, you can give an accurate account via documentation.
True.
So I think that's what somebody did. I think somebody complained and said that information he gave was inaccurate, because why would they take it down off the website, take the video down? What do you think of it? The interview.
I mean, yeah, well, to me, even though he gave that little bit of information with the slip up, to me, that was a huge deal, because he didn't want to say anything about, you know, the polygraph test. So for him to say that and then turn right around and say, but we don't have that direction, because basically they didn't take a polygraph test. For him to say that, and then for him to mention about the cell phones, to me, kind of like blew the lid off and made me a little more content about the case. Like, okay, you know what? They are actively working in the background. I got to respect the fact that we just got to let them do what they're doing, and eventually each day wait for more information. But, you know, he was saying that the FBI, he said, not me, the FBI took their test.
Well, they're the ones probably doing the forensics, because as he told you, they're not equipped to handle this type of case, because they're only 14, 13 man in. So that's common sense. That's why Bakersfield is involved. That's why Kern County Sheriff is involved, and the FBI is involved. You're talking about 2 kids. So naturally, you don't have the resources. So it's understandable that the FBI would come in. I am glad the FBI is involved, and we know that they're the ones going over all the phone technology, because they have the resources, as they say, to see the head on a penny.
Right. Which is now going to bring up even more people are going to be investigating that. And that's probably where the dozens of suspects now come into play.
Let's clear that up. He didn't say that.
What did he say? Did he say a dozen or more? Because I could have sworn I heard a dozen.
I think he said, I'd have to go back. But see, somebody's been putting out 12 and all that. I didn't hear him say anything about no 12. I don't know.
I swore I heard that.
Well, we have to play it back because I do not remember him saying 12. He couldn't have said 12 because he said there are no suspects.
No, he said that in the prior video. Girl,
Prior
rewind.
video. Go back. Okay, to the see, this is why people get confused. People are putting that out now, and then people are thinking they're talking about this new one. You understand what I'm saying? And if you don't say, oh, I'm talking about the old video, I don't ever remember him saying 12 suspects in the last.
Yeah, he said like, this recent one. That's why I thought this was huge too, because he was alluding to the fact that it may be one or two before, right? But he didn't want to say specifically the number. But this time for him to say that, to me, that's a big damn deal. That means that anybody involved, if they thought they were getting away with something, girl, you know they up walking back and forth. The mother, the auntie, the uncle. You know, now they're going to be investigating, because whether you were adopting kids just for the money, now everything is going to be blown off the lid.
Yes.
The whole damn family and friends is being investigated.
He said 12. Okay, I'll have to go back and find that to see. Maybe I'm going on another video from before that one.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So what do you think about the photo situation?
I think that's horrible. I mean, like I said at the beginning, I was so upset, even with the police, because I didn't know that they didn't have the jurisdiction to be able to tell a parent what to put out. I just figured you took their phones, look on their phones, get a newer picture, and update the missing photos.
But
that's how I was so upset.
But it's like common sense. Kind of like when you're at home and you dress your kids for school. Nobody tells you what to put on your kids.
Understandable. And because they're minors as well, they can't just go digging and changing and updating.
No, because they don't know you, but they don't know your kids. You have kids that favor each other. You want the FBI to go in your phone and pick out a photo of your kid and say, I think I'm gonna pick this one and this one. But they don't know you to do that. And I'm going to clear that up.
Mm-hmm. We were so upset, like, new photos, but he just.
Well, I already knew.
Not me, girl. I was mad.
It's not the brag. I'm just cut from a different cloth. I already knew.
Yeah. I said not me. I said not me. I was mad, not me. I was very angry.
When I went to Facebook and saw the actual photos on Jamal Watkins' page, I knew what time of day it was. And then when the grandparents went and talked to ABC, and you would give photos of the children even younger than the ones that were given to the police, that lets me know, oh, you in on the Chiapu too. You down with it.
And so that means that y'all didn't take a picture of your grandbaby when he was over there with y'all.
Amen. So now I'm supposed to believe that you also told the truth about when you last saw the kids. I tell y'all, stay woke. I keep telling everybody that. You don't have to see the kids at this point. Let's just be truthful. These folks done already told you what time of day it is. They've told you.
And I feel like, how about that interview though with Wanda? She got up there and put that great.
I haven't seen it.
Tried to be like an older lady. It's an older video.
On the news when you do an ABC.
Yeah.
I don't know who. Look, I don't know who that even was. And the husband and he was affectionate for his wife, wasn't he?
Did you see his button down? He had that thing buttoned up all the way to the top. I said, well, what happened to the king and the full trench jacket?
Look, Eddie, are you okay?
But listen, when those protesters was in front of her house, she was like, you think you got it, but you ain't got it. She got on the news with that gray extension in there. And then
girl, don't start.
Trying to plead about victims. I said, look at this shit here. These people are crazy.
But guess what? What's sick about that interview? The uploaded photos of the children younger. The fact that her husband was more affectionate to her than Trezell was with Jacqueline standing up there during that interview. It was all backwards. And then the fact that she made that little stinky comment about, to the best of my knowledge, they treated the kids well.
They were the best parents. Yeah, they were very good parents.
You can weigh that either way. You can say, well, to the best of their knowledge, that's all they knew, or it sounds fishy. See, everything's about perception.
And see, to me, that was like a play on words, bitch. Listen, excuse my language. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
But that's like, come on, like kids are missing. The only place where I saw sympathy was they were trying to make people feel sorry for them. it's like kids are missing. You don't know if they dead or alive, and you getting up there talking about. Listen, if that was me, even if I would have thought my son was guilty, maybe at first I would have been a little tense and mad with the protesters. But eventually, after a while, I think I would have went outside and got on my knees and just start crying and praying. And like, I'm willing to do and help in any way. Thank you, guys. I don't understand how they are victims. I don't get this.
Okay, somebody in the comment section says Wanda and Phillip had a DV case back in the day. What you mean DV? Explain yourself, Louisville Beauty. I don't know what that means. Hey Darius, how you doing? How's everybody in the chat? Hello.
Yeah, what is the DV case?
I don't know. I don't know.
Tell them to come on up and share now. Share.
Yeah, Louisville Beauty, why don't you come and join us? Come on, look, let the church say amen.
But listen, Queen, you getting big like Oprah and Wendy. You're gonna have to start saying allegedly. You're gonna have to start saying allegedly.
You can't sue the Queen because the Queen ain't got nothing. Let y'all tell her she ain't got nothing.
Listen, but you know how people could assume with all these views, how many people you got in the live tonight?
283. Y'all gonna assume, flag it. Look, like I told Queen, oh, that freezer full. Keep flagging it. Queen gonna live regardless, because I tell you, this box right here don't make me. This was just something to do while I was pursuing auditions for TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that serious.
Yeah, I think when I first came on one of your shows, I had clicked on you was on live, and girl, you was giving it to somebody.
Yeah, I do, and I hate to see people like that when I get crunk, because people say, "Well, that's a different side of her I've never seen before." But I'm very passionate about kids. I will get real nasty with you, and I'm one of them type of people. I don't uphold nobody. I don't care if you were my brother, my sister. You did something to a kid, you get nothing from the Queen. I don't give a damn about my mama gave birth to you.
Nope.
I don't care nothing about you as my cousin, my neighbor. That don't mean nothing to me, because I don't rock like that. And that's really what's wrong with the people involved in this case, and people jumping on, stalking and harassing people over a comment. The fact that you think it's okay for some children to be abused early on and nobody stood account for that, and then sadly they got into foster care. I don't think that's you got to put the shoe on to understand what it's like to be an itty bitty spider and leave your fold and go into strangers' houses. Somebody, you got to put that shoe on to have empathy.
Right. Come
on now. They didn't ask for that. So yeah, I'm a ride or die fan for them kids. I ain't worried about nobody grown. I ain't worried about hurting nobody's feelings, because I feel like this is a situation that could have been avoided.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a situation.
So many people would have came out in droves and cared when they was alive, then from the beginning, this wouldn't have even been going down. So
yes.
But girl, if I was Rhonda, girl, I would have got on that news and I would have said, look, that's my child. I love him. I hope to God they ain't got nothing to do with it. Because you ain't saying he's guilty, you ain't saying he's not. But at least letting us know that you have some type of humanization in you somewhere.
Right. So what do you think happened to the kids?
I can't even pretend to think that I know. I could assume and guess, but because of the way that this case is going, we don't went left, right, up, down, side to side. And I'm to the point where at first I was kind of riding and dying for like the Bio family. But then I'm like, you know what? I don't give a damn about a grown ass person. It's about these kids. And all of this is like a bunch of, like a circus going on out there right now.
Well, you know what? I was so glad when John jumped on last night and he was talking. He just gave us a view of what it's like to be living in the desert, which we already know that was his and his wife's choice to live out there, whatever. That's their business. But I was glad that he spoke to, to show us that it's just desolate. It's no man's land. And
that they went up there with a motive.
Yeah,
basically.
and I can see how a very ill sociopath, psychopath could say, "This is a perfect place to go do this. This is a perfect place
Mm-hmm.
to jump off. Nobody will see us, talk to us, bother us. We can do whatever we want out here." See, that's why I'm starting to wonder what is really going on with these two. Because as I had said to people before, and I don't think a lot of you remember, but the source had told me that Trezell is a odd duck. He has always been an odd duck. The way that you all saw him in that video that was uploaded by a YouTuber with the long coats and the sticks, that has always been his attire and demeanor. That's not something, garbed up because you all were running around chasing him with a camera. The source says he's always been weird like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well.
Look, Manuela said y'all ain't ready for what happened. I believe you're right, Manuela. I believe you're right. Because I was scared to hear the details. You know what I'm saying? I think my stomach would turn. If one of them was to actually come out and tell the truth and say, "Hey, okay, you got us. We're gonna tell you what we did with the kids." I think we would.
I don't think that's happening.
But I'm saying if somebody
you know what's so crazy? I don't know what happened to them, but what from the looks of it, the way Trezell and her are positioning themselves, it seems like whatever they did, that the bodies would never be found.
Oh yeah, I don't think they'll be found. I don't either. I don't either. Yeah. The more I listen, the more I watch everything. And the fact of them going out to that house, I told myself, "Oh no, you're not going to find those babies." Oh, no. He made sure he took care of that.
Right. See, the average person, we're out in the desert searching. They put them bodies somewhere where people wouldn't even think to look. And that's why I feel like it may not be too far fetched that he drove, 10 hours some way and then came back and then reported them missing. I mean, maybe they never was there at California, but because as crazy as him and his woman seem, they seem like they would drive far off, real far, a couple of hours away. So now we're just searching in Cal City and Bakersfield.
Okay. Well, this is it's an intriguing story, I must say. Okay, I'm gonna ask you this. The fact that you saw Wanda and her husband, whomever, upload those younger photos of the children, do you think they know what happened to the kids?
You know what it seemed like? They tried to show what their relationship was like with the kids. That old last picture with him sitting at the table with one of them.
Wait, say that again.
I said uploading those pictures is probably the only pictures that they had to try and show us their relationship with the kids.
Okay, but think about that.
They're trying to create a narrative for us, right? Like Jacqueline and them did with the fireplace. They created this Christmas card. She was in there wrapping gifts. Right. I was about to do the fireplace. They uploaded those old ass photos. He was sitting at the table with that long ass jacket. He could be hiding the kid in that jacket for me.
But know that. But look, what's even more. But look, real talk. What's more sickening is one of the children that's sitting in the chair next to the grandfather. That's not one of the missing children. Stop.
I remember you saying that. I know. I remember you saying that.
That's not one of the missing boys.
And listen.
And do we know that they're legally adopted? Do we know that they're legally adopted? Because people have been questioning if these two are legally married, if the children are legally adopted. 1 minute, two are foster, then two are adopted. That was said about the last two that are with the biological. So what is the truth? So you don't know anything.
This is how you know they're not even thinking. They're more so of trying to cover their tracks. And maybe they don't have nothing to do with the two babies. But maybe they're doing some other shit and they don't want the FBI and the IRS to catch their ass, right? That's what I was trying to
say about the moving out to that house. How do we know they're not into other stuff, whatever that may be? Since everybody's talking about Cal City and Bakersfield is really a drug-infested area, cities, and also know that those two cities are an hour apart. So you're still talking about night and day, but yet the same.
And a straight drive, a straight damn drive.
I also heard
I just went on the map and looked at the map.
I heard it was a straight drive from Cal City to Mexico.
Yep. And listen, right over there by San Jose, that's right over by the water. Yep. I was saying, I was thinking that, everyone that's out there on the ground, like all of the YouTube supporters, and maybe they all need to get together instead of fighting and start from San Jose and just go up and down the highway and go maybe just a couple of inches or two away from like the shoulder of the road and check those fields.
Yeah. I want to address somebody in the chat. I forgot who you are. You made a comment about the bio mom being involved and knowing them, or something you said about why she showed up and how would she know anything. I don't really know. Who knows who? But sometimes I still think there's something fishy going on with them, all of them.
Well, I did hear a story where they were saying that when the news, I think it's ABC News or someone, when they originally reported the kids missing,
Yeah.
that they showed the address, that they showed the Aspen address on the news.
Do you believe that? I don't believe that.
Well, someone said, well, I think it's one of the bio mother's family. She said that we could actually call them and ask them. They can't deny the fact, but they had to remove it because they exposed the address. Now, I don't know if that's true or not because I never looked into it, but that's
usually when people go missing, they don't usually post addresses.
I know. They said that they slipped up and posted the address.
I don't know. And I'm not trying to make somebody have to be a liar. I'm just saying usually you don't hear that when people or children go missing. You usually don't hear.
You know what I did hear? On one of the news channels, I did hear them say, and I don't know how far along this was after it originally happened, but I heard them say the 1700 block in Aspen Avenue.
Well, and I was going to say that could be the situation, because sometimes they will say that in a news story that Pookie got shot on 15th Street. So it won't take a rocket scientist to go ride over to 15th Street and see all the hoopla and then put two and two together, which house, apartment, you know what I'm saying, townhouse or whatever, the situation transpired.
All you had to hear was Cow City. Right. You know straight to where to go once you hear that.
And it's already small, so I said, well, maybe that's all it took. They did.
And listen, a lot of those YouTubers, people were saying like it take an hour and 45 minutes. Some YouTubers were like, shit, 30 to 45 minutes, I'll be up there. So they probably flew once they heard it. But
I thank you so much. Anything else you want to tell us, baby?
Nope, I think that's going to be it. That is going to be it, girl.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming up.
You're welcome. Enjoy your night. I'll be in the chat.
Okay, baby. Have a good weekend, okay?
Okay, you too.
Lord, let me bring Staffy Mama up here. Hello? Jesus. Staffy.
You there, Queen?
Staffy.
Hello.
Hello, darling from New Zealand.
Hello, sweetheart. How are you?
What is my baby doing?
Playing Xbox.
Put my baby on for a minute.
Hold on.
Queen wants to say hello.
I got to talk to my baby, so excuse me.
Here's a coming.
Queen wants to say hello.
Hello.
Hello. What you doing?
I'm just playing my game.
Oh my goodness. You know what we last talked the other day. You been a good boy?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You been behaving?
Yeah.
You haven't been sneaking and watching everyday shenanigans, have you?
No, I've been playing my game.
Okay. You wouldn't lie to me, would you?
No.
I don't know if I believe you. Say what?
I haven't been watching your shows.
Thank you, darling. Thank you, because I don't want you watching my shows. Because you know that's a no-no, right?
No, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You know you can call me anytime, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, baby.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Now that's a kidnapping charge I catch right there. I
Oh,
catch that baby.
don't say that, Queen.
Yeah, I better not say that in case your baby show up missing. They be coming over here, the FBI. What's y'all the national government? They come from.
SCIB?
Lord, please don't come here. I ain't got the baby. Jesus wept. Okay, what you got to say, Staffy Mama?
First, I like to apologize because I was high as a kite the other night. I
Oh,
dislocated.
okay. Well,
I
the kid
dislocated.
said you weren't feeling well, so.
Yeah, that was my daughter. I dislocated my knee at work, and I was so drugged up, and I wanted to talk, and things weren't coming out. I was getting frustrated, and so I'm in a cast from my thigh all the way down to my ankle.
Okay.
So yeah,
So how you feel now?
a bit of pain, but they adjusted the medication because it was just too high for me to handle.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, never mind. I'm on bed rest, so joys. But never mind. Honestly, to be honest,
He
Queen,
is adorable. He is adorable. He is adorable. I'm gonna go get him.
Queen's the only one that's seen him.
Yes, I'm the only one that's seen him, honey. I'm gonna get that little boy. We're
Oh
gonna
no.
bring him to the United States. Staffy, can you handle your baby being gone for a little while?
No.
Okay. Okay. Tell me what you think about the interview, baby.
To be honest,
Mhm.
he has. I am hearing that there is another interview out there, and it's quite confusing because one's saying one thing, the other's saying another thing. I have heard there is now it is on another YouTubers that there is other YouTubers actually are related to the biological mother.
I heard that too. Did y'all hear that? That there might be a YouTuber related to who?
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline. What YouTuber could that be? Oops, don't say their name out loud.
I'm not allowed to say the name. That's why I
Oh no,
said
you don't
that.
say their names on this channel because I
No.
don't like static.
And it's
And
like Jamal.
I don't like dusting either.
No, either do I, darling. And Jamal's not meant to be Wanda's son. He's an associate.
Hey Willow. Say what about associate?
Yeah, it says in that same interview, in that same one, that Jamal is not on Wanda's family at all. He is actually only associate.
Wait a minute.
And on Jamal's family, he's not there either.
Okay, what are you trying to say? I'm getting confused.
That's exactly where I'm at now.
So you saying Jamal is not related to whom?
Wanda. It's on a YouTuber site.
But that allegedly that's her son by her first, what is it, husband or relationship? The man who owns the man that owns the group home. Allegedly, that's what a YouTuber had on her channel. That Jamal is I think he's her eldest, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me.
Yes.
And that was from her first relationship, marriage, which is however. And so the two children that she have under him, which is Trezell and Josiah, that is the man who you saw in the ABC interview, if I am correct.
Yeah, I think Josiah is not Trezell. Oh, yeah, it was one of those ones, but never mind. Yeah, but Jamal's not coming up as her family member. Trezell and Josiah.
I don't know. Look, I don't know nothing about them desert lizards. Ooh.
No, but if the FBI, the FBI should have been able to, if there was a photo, the FBI should have been able to hand it out.
Well, let me tell you something. Harold, we don't know because you know what? Let me tell you something. Stop listening to that stuff you're hearing out there because as you see, the chief has put down some stuff that were rumors already. You cannot believe anything you hear on YouTube or damn Facebook. These people have made up all kind of wild stories that were not true, and some YouTubers did help along with the shenanigans and the fabrication. Because they didn't have documentations on the stuff that they were putting out. I wouldn't go out there and go live and say nothing about nothing that I didn't have a fact of who said what, who did this over here. I just wouldn't say nothing.
No, this lady had it all on computer, so it is all receipt. So
What's
I
on a
don't know.
receipt? A receipt on what?
I'll have to give you the YouTuber's name in an IG message.
About what?
About go and have a look at it yourself.
I mean, but in relation to what though?
Well, for one, as a
Jamal
YouTuber,
not being her about you saying
Yep.
Jamal's not Wanda's son? That's what you're trying to say?
that's what's on her family, because she says it'll have Wanda West's family and it'll have Giselle and the youngest boy, but it has not got Jamal. And when you go to Jamal's, it'll have him under his associate. And when you go to Jamal's, Jamal hasn't got him as a mother, he's got someone else.
I don't know.
And
I
I'm
don't
thinking, well, that's one
know
stuffed
nothing
up
about them
family.
folks. Look, I don't know nothing about them folks.
That's one weird family. That's all I can say.
Trench coat mafia. I don't know.
Actually,
I don't know about them folks. I'm just saying.
I watched the
You can't believe nothing you hear. I ain't never believed nothing I've heard about nobody pertaining
no.
to the story. A lot of y'all have passed rumors in the chat, jumping from channel to channel, passing that stuff in them people chats. I ain't believe nothing nobody said about nothing, because my thing is you don't know these people. So you really can't say who did who was married to who did what, who adopted somebody. You don't know nothing, because look how many times the story done changed about who's actually adopted and who's fostered. Y'all go down in flames arguing about them two that's NCPS cussing. They adopted. No, they fostered. You don't know because you ain't seen no paperwork. You can't say.
No.
Then y'all argue that they ain't married. I don't see no paperwork. I ain't seen no documentation that they're married. So
There
that's
is
why
no
I'm saying,
documentation.
what is the
Apparently.
truth with these people? You don't know anything.
Even if I had the chance to know
these
them,
people.
I was given a chance to get to know them, I wouldn't. I'd run for the hills as fast as I could. Sorry to say.
Well, I'm telling you, something up with them too anyway. I think they was on that stuff.
I think it was.
At one time.
I honestly think the bio mum and Jamel know each other.
Oh yeah, I think they do. Well, you know, the source already told you they lived around each other. His parents
so close
lived around the corner near the cemetery from her parents' house. And
the same hangout place with drugs.
The source knows Bakersfield well. They have no reason to make that up.
And the other one is the same place where they hang out and do the drugs and stuff.
Well,
yeah, same place.
all that stuff. Ain't nobody gonna be making that kind of stuff up, especially when you can go verify it.
So I wonder.
It should be public record, the marriage. Yes, indeed.
But I wonder if she knew she was losing her kids, did she ask Wanda and Trizelle to get the kids in foster care with her?
I don't know. I mean, some people are starting to speculate that too. You know, that she knew him and knew that he was a foster parent. So you don't know, because we don't know these people.
And they would have been around about the same age, so they would have been around about say the same school.
Yeah, well, they said they went to the same high school allegedly.
Yeah,
they knew each other allegedly.
So how come the two bio grandparents don't know each other? No one can tell us that, but I think they do know each other.
You think the bio grandparents? Which grandparents?
The bio mums and the West know each other.
Well, I'm sure they know each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small. They live a street or two over, or somewhere in the vicinity of each other, near a cemetery.
Yep. I think this story runs deeper.
Daddy's a millionaire, so maybe he's in the Pacific Palisades somewhere, or Beverly Hills. That's where he done went bought him a mansion.
Oh yeah, the house they're living is just, how many $1 million worth?
Negro, please.
But honestly, I think this is way deeper than what anyone realized.
You're a millionaire, but somebody had to make up a lot of GoFundMe pages. I see it. How many
GoFundMes has she got?
I see it. Allegedly, they're down.
I don't even know. I knew she had one.
By Ghost Ninja. Well,
Roro had one for the.
Well, somebody verified that there was one up there for the first one. I think was 15,000, and I had somebody I know verify one that was allegedly 45,000. See, that's why I had a problem. Why do you have that stuff up there anyway?
It was actually the bio dad's cousin that got the billboard done for the boys.
Okay.
Roro, her name is Roro.
Mm-hmm.
And she was doing that. She didn't say anything about the bio mum.
Mm-hmm.
The bio dad is obviously in a deep depression due to his first child being killed.
Mm-hmm. Where are you hearing all this from, Steffi?
I heard that from Roro ages ago
Mm-hmm.
on the thing. But I've unsubbed everyone, apart from you.
Oh, somebody asked a question about, do we know for sure if one was deaf? I don't know. No, I told you I don't know anything. Okay, somebody said, well, you can teach a child sign language. It doesn't mean that they're actually deaf because they learn sign language. This is true. So we're going to say that. Allegedly, the bio mom said on her Facebook page that the child learned how to sign at 1 or something like that. So this is true. A child could learn to sign and not actually be deaf. Is the child deaf? I do not know.
I could teach my child Spanish.
But it said the child was, and I did say that on my channel a while ago. So if it is not true, I will retract it. Allegedly. I do not know.
The only thing I do wish that was done, even the bio mum, was humanise these kids.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a photo. Okay, an old photo, but we've got a photo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you tell me which kid likes chocolate ice cream, which chocolate likes strawberry, what program they like, Baby Sharks, whatever. Just humanise these children.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us their favourite food. Is it Macca's? Is it whatever? But instead of just being a photo, give us a little bit about them, humanise them. So we know. But that's what they won't do because they're not, obviously, they don't see them as that.
You talking about the adoptive parents?
Well, even the bio mother, you think she would even say, well, the last time I knew my son liked chocolate ice cream.
Well, she ain't been around the kids in over 2 years, baby.
Yeah, but she could say, even though she
You keep
hasn't seen
forgetting.
the
You
kids
keep
in 2
forgetting.
years.
But you're not. You got to remember something. The children were taken as infants, so you can't tell that.
But she's seen them in care. She's seen them in access.
She's seen them in visits.
Oh, you call them visits. We call them access.
CPS visits. That's not the same. That's not the same with having you every day and watching you play with toys and gravitate toward this or that. Those children were taken as infants, so she can't give you a story about what they liked and liked. They were taken as infants. They couldn't even talk or walk.
Well, someone should tell us. Just someone.
Why would somebody tell you that, Stat? See, this is what. Look, y'all know how I am. You're asking stuff that somebody can't give you because they weren't.
They don't know.
Listen, they weren't invested to care, honey. I keep telling you all that. I can't give you what I don't have. You want emotion from a lifeless being. You want a story from someone who was never invested. So they can't give you what they don't have. You all ask these questions every day about the same thing. And you're expecting a human being to be human. But he or she cannot give you that because they are not human.
There's one thing I do wish.
They look like a human, but they are not. So you're just going to bang your head against the wall about a story and why not this? Why not that? They're not like regular people, so they can't tell you anything because they were never invested. And that goes for the bio mom to the West. There's nothing to share with you. There's nothing to share.
Yeah, I don't think they've had those kids for a while, to be honest.
I ain't trying to kill a Nene, but I'm just trying to make her understand that you can keep asking the same things over and over. It should be obvious by this point. These people were never invested in the children, so you just keep asking the same questions over and over. It should be obvious by now that none of these people involved that had the children, gave birth to the children, versus also the bio parent. I mean the adoptive parents. They can't give you what they never had, which they were never invested in the kids. So they can't share a story with you. And that's That's what some of you don't seem to understand. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to make you understand. You're wanting these people to be human and share a story, share photos, but they can't give you that because they were never no emotional connection. Thank you, Rat Miller.
Yeah, actually, no one's killing me, Nene, honestly. The only thing that's wrong with me is I'm a mum and I care and I've got compassion. And I've actually got a 3-year-old kid that's coming into my care with Down syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's the problem. I'm putting myself on the line. I'm starting to make a youth group for kids with disabilities, with Asperger's, so they get the same quality of life as everybody else.
Right.
So that's what makes me different. So no one's put me on the line. I just have the heart to where I don't want to say the boys are dead, but I know the boys are dead. But I've got, it's like a fight between the brain and the heart. Do you know where I'm coming? Do you know where I'm coming from, Queen?
I hear you.
But it's been too long.
Yeah, and that's the part that's got people up, because it's like, okay, too much time is going by. Something's not right. You don't have anyone trying to claim the money. No one bringing forth the children. No one bringing forth viable information to the whereabouts of the children. Period. That should tell you something right there.
The only thing that I can say with that is
Thank you,
either
JR.
they are deceased.
Yes, night out. Everyone tell the children. Hey,
or they're somewhere very small on a vast remote property, hiding them big time. But I'm not being rude. Let's count on that. It's not been true.
It's just like what the chief said. The possibilities basically are endless. Anything's a possibility. They could be alive. Somebody could be hiding them.
But what do you think on that, Quinn?
Huh?
Are you 50-50 on that, or are you 60?
I think they're deceased.
I honestly don't think we're going to find them either. That's
I
another heartbreaking.
I don't think they'll be found. I think they are deceased. The fact that I keep telling everybody, if you paid attention from the beginning, the family let you know what time of day it was and what they were on when they never gave the new photos. Think about it. I have wiped you out of my mind. 9 times out of 10, they've gotten rid of all their things. I tell you, stay woke. It was intricate from day one.
But one thing we can do as humans that have care, that love, that have compassion, is fight for these 4 not to be able to go back into their care.
Yeah, but that's the whole point, baby. We could talk about that all day. If the children are alive, where the hell are they going?
No, they're going to go into a FIS system, but
right back into the same dirty system that got them missing if they're actually alive. And that to me would be even more horrendous. If they are alive, they had to go back into foster care. I frankly wouldn't trust nobody with them, but that is life. You don't know people. Doesn't matter.
I mean,
and all that stuff. You want to assume that the people are right, that they're going to do right by the children. We have seen time and time again that people don't treat children well.
It's the foster kids that are in foster care, the actual kids. The 2 bio and is it the adopted or fostered, so-called? They've got 4 kids that ended up in SIPS care.
Well, karma's a bitch.
I don't want them going back.
I mean, I don't wish that on those children, or any of those children.
No.
Let's think about it. You orchestrated this. If you got those kids missing for whatever reason, whatever you did to them, you put your own children and those other children in jeopardy when you concocted this farce or whatever the hell you did with those kids. You put your own kids back into the same dirty system that you got these other damn kids from. They did that.
Yep. And I hope they don't get them. That's one thing I'd fight for. That they don't get them. And the other thing is, one thing I can't get a hold of, Queen, is now the West got these kids adoption, right? How come they were in the same state, they're in the same area as the biological mother?
So what?
Trizelle and Jacqueline were in Bakersfield, right? With the kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then how come the bio mums in Bakersfield, the biological mother was in Bakersfield? I mean, to me, we wouldn't be allowed to do that.
Trying to make.
well, we wouldn't be allowed to do that. Literally, say a kid was up, he'd say in Dunedin. Most of the time, that kid, because it's got family in Dunedin, most of those times, those kids would be put like up in Christchurch, away from that family.
Well, honey, you have to remember they don't have time to do all that. They're putting kids where somebody is willing to take them in. It doesn't work like that.
And the other thought now is wondering is the biological mother's brother. Does he fit into this? Does Trezell know him?
No, who?
The one that did the kidnapping.
I don't know. He probably do.
And say he did something.
As the chief said,
anything's possible. Oh, yep.
I don't know, baby. Because I don't know none of these heathens. I don't know who hung who got high with who liked who's a baby daddy, ain't a baby daddy, who's a friend, a fling. I don't know.
All I know is that drone footage of that desert is like, that desert is, yeah, no, it was horrible seeing that drone footage of the desert.
My sweet, sweet friend, what am I going to do with you out there?
Is that your boyfriend?
Not my boyfriend. Why are you're whispering as if nobody can hear you?
No, because my son will come and go,
my crush.
Whose boyfriend?
Crush? My secret crush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He makes you happy.
Some days.
You got the biggest smile and your eyes just shine.
He's watching. He's watching.
And you got this glow aura around you. It's like
I've been hearing that. I said, honey, that's the bronzer. Y'all been trying to put that off on that bad boy.
No, it's like your first love.
My first love. Well, I wonder what he thinks about that. Maybe he'll send me a message.
Well, it is. It's just that, you know, that little teenage girl stuff that
Staffy,
you get with
start. Staffy, you're messing.
Okay.
You like to pick on me.
No, I actually like seeing you happy.
Well, I have my days. I'm gonna have my moments, but pretty much I'm jolly. So, anything else you want to say, Staffy, about this interview, baby?
Yeah, this case is a mess.
It is.
From the beginning to where we're at now.
Thank you, Luca.
We're back to the same square spot where we started from.
Well, and that's the point. That you can talk about it 1,000 ways, spin it 1,000 ways. You don't know anything. The FBI and the police aren't telling us anything. So all you have is speculation. Who knows who's involved? And you start just at a point, it's at a point now where people are just making up stuff because they don't know anything. So they're just trying to connect dots and make up stuff. But you don't know. Because I've always said, just like with the cupcake case, people thought the father was involved, but then you see in the end, it was some bloke and some chick that did that to that baby. You understand what I'm saying? And some people still to this day think they all know each other. They may, because Birmingham is like other places. People cross paths, 6 degrees of separation. This is true. It's just like going to work in a city. I'm going to give you a small story. When I was living in Chicago many moons ago, I would ride the train into downtown Chicago. I would see the same people every day on that train. I did not know them. I was not friends with them, but I knew of them just from their faces. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You got to the point to know a face.
Right. Not friends, but I see them. Some getting off at my stop, some weren't getting off at my stop. And that's what's so weird is that every day you're getting on the train, going to work, and you're seeing the same people. And it's creepy almost because it's like, every day I'm seeing the same people. Every day. And you could even go across town one day and bump into somebody from the other side of town. You don't know them, but their face is familiar. So now let's think about these people coming from the same small town. Their parents' houses are streets over from one another. There's a damn good chance these people know each other, have seen each other, I seen the children coming and going out of Wanda's house visiting. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm not going to
All
be
it
rude.
takes,
I
all
say
it,
99%
all it
chance.
takes, all it takes is for one person to say, "Hey, I saw your kids over there on such and such street.
Mm-hmm.
I saw them going in that West woman's house. I saw them with a Mexican girl, Hispanic girl, and a black dude at the Dollar Tree, the mall, Chuck E. Cheese, this place, that place." Do you understand what I'm saying?
Exactly what you're saying.
Okay. Cajun Red, don't start. 13 police to
Mm.
14,000 people. Yes, that's messed up. Hello, Queen. Where is everybody coming from? Y'all coming about the dirt all of a sudden.
I'm going to say hi to Night Owl, and she's doing a great job being a
Yes,
mod.
Night Owl stays on
Yeah.
top of the Queen. Yes. And thank you, Melissa, for joining me as my new mod. Amen.
Oh, hi, Melissa.
Yeah,
No, but
Melissa was with the Queen way back with Cupcake, baby. She's loyal. She is
Night
loyal.
Queen, Night Owl actually makes me crack up.
Yeah, Night Owl is rough. That's that way dirty south.
Is that Mississippi?
Night Owl from that crooked letter I.
Okay. I like Mississippi. I really would like to go to Mississippi.
Don't y'all start.
So
I don't know. I was wondering where y'all were. Y'all had me here by myself. But I'm good. I'm good. The Queen is always good. Well, Staffy, I thank you for joining us from New Zealand. And tell my baby good night or good morning.
It's actually only 7 o'clock over here at night.
Yeah, already early. Okay. So Chain says, how much of a coincidence is it that almost every other YouTuber in Trezelle and Jacqueline's family are all foster parents? I never seen so many. Yes, Change. Thank you. Yes. Let's talk about that.
Oh no, who's got me going?
Everybody affiliated, unaffiliated, immerse themselves as foster parents. I'll wait. Do 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 do.
Oh no.
Do, do, do.
This is why I didn't ring you on IG, because every time I got on the phone with you on IG.
Turn off, Evie. That popped up when Melissa made a comment. I know y'all see that. I'll mod if you want. I don't know how. I'm new to all this. I don't know why it's up there, how to get it off. Maybe Queen. Don't y'all worry about all that. Yeah, but I think that's interesting. Change, that's a very interesting situation. Everybody's foster parents. Somebody help me understand.
I'm only new at this.
Say what?
I'm only new at becoming this, and I put my hand up because no one wanted this little boy with Down syndrome.
Well, she's talking about the people involved outside the case, YouTubers. That was the comment she made.
Well,
you didn't hear the question, obviously.
Yeah, well, this is my first time, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm just going to raise him like he's my own son.
Okay.
And that's what my son, my actual wee boy, is actually calling him brother. Okay. So, yeah.
Well, I wish you well with that.
Oh, let's hope we do well.
Okay.
Okay, you have a good night, Queen.
I will, honey.
Okay, we love you.
I love you too. Have a good weekend.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Same with you. Bye.
Anybody else want to join the live? Hello, Shalana. That seems like they're hustling Cali. I mean, I noticed that too. I've said that to a few people. Why is it every time you talk to somebody, they're foster parents? Everybody's a foster parent out there. I think that's real peculiar. They don't have no other jobs out there. No school, no other trades in the state of California. Help me understand. Just help me understand. How you doing, Sugar Mama? How you doing? Oh, just very so Melissa, yes. Nene, what's going on? Yeah, I think that's very weird. I caught that. Everybody talking, and as the case started jumping off, Every time you talked about one of these people related to the children, they're a foster parent. Then this person's a foster parent. Then this person got a group home. Then a YouTuber. They start talking. I just say, wow, what's going on in that desert? Very interesting. I'm just saying. I think it's interesting somebody said it because I was wondering myself, like, is this just what they do out here in California? Y'all can't pay no bills. Y'all take in foster children because that's what it's looking like. Y'all don't really want to work. Y'all want to take in other folks' children, which is a noble profession. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. It's a noble profession to take in other people's children. But are you taking in the children for the right reasons? That's what we're wondering about. Harold said it's all about the money. Okay, Mimi said meal tickets. I mean, I'm just saying, I've just been noticing that myself. Every time you talk to somebody pertaining to the story, in or outside pieces, that's all you keep hearing is foster care. Foster care. It's just very weird. What do you mean click on another message? You need to come up. It's on the screen in front of me. I did get on it. It didn't come off. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm going to tell you, let me see if this thing will come off of here. I'm trying to get Melissa's banner off of here where she says, I'll mod if you want. I don't know how to get it off of there. I ain't about to mess up my screen while I'm talking to y'all. Child traffickers on a whole new level. I guess. I don't know, change. I don't know. This is all of it's weird. Heat Super said, I couldn't take in foster children because I could get too attached to let them go to another home. Okay, Kathy says, watch the Fifth East. Oh, Boo's Love, how you doing? Woo. Oh, Shaheen is eating me alive. Queen, I don't know what you're talking about. If you want to join, hit the link. I don't know why nobody gonna hit it. I'm 1 hour 52 minutes in. I'm gonna end this in just a second. Well, that was an interesting interview, I must say. Very interesting. I believe the chief says, I'm tired of talking. I had about enough. I don't know what else he can say. Except for if there's an arrest, that will make a lot of people happy. A lot of people happy. All right, everybody. Here's the link again. I'm putting it out, boo. What is my sweet friend doing right now? You up late watching Everyday Shenanigans? That is so sweet. I'm being bad. Look, Boo's Love, they do not get stamps. Oh, nay, don't start. Lord, I'm dead. How that come into the conversation? Oh, wait. Help me understand. How did that come into the conversation about food stamps? How we get on that subject? How did that come about? Whoa, wow. Hello, Michelle. How you doing? Ooh, Jesus. Oh, Lord, have mercy. How we get on that subject?
That kid all day.
Whoa, wow. Turn it down. Turn it down, Michelle. How you doing? Ooh, Jesus.
Oh, my
Turn
TV.
it down, baby. Oh, Lord, have mercy. How we get on that subject?
That kid all day.
And I can hear myself. That's even more scary.
Now it's really dark.
Okay, Miss Boo, where you calling from?
Arkansas.
Woo, Arkansas. Ooh, show nothing dirty bottom. How you doing, baby?
I'm doing all right. My niece is a foster.
Clay dirt. Ooh. You know, I make fun of these bottom states.
My niece, well, I'm in the dark. I've got.
Well, come to the light, baby. Come to the light.
I can't. My dog will be fussing.
Your dog?
Yeah.
Who pay the bills at your house? Your dog. You pay the bills, or your dog pay the bills? Don't you start no mess up here.
No, I love my dog.
Oh,
It's
okay.
his
Well,
bedtime, and if he wants to
guess
sleep,
what? Next time your light bill due, you make sure you send that dog in there to pay that damn light bill. How about that? Don't you start? Okay.
Look, my dog saved my life. If it wasn't for my dog, I would still be living in a home that has black mold and sick. They wouldn't do nothing for me.
Well, what's your name, baby?
My name is Carrie. But when my dog
Carrie?
got sick from the
Carrie?
mold, yeah.
Carrie
When my dog got sick from the mold, the Humane Society and all of the animal control people stepped up for my dog.
Okay.
I could live in the mold and die.
Well, tell me
But
what you think about the interview, baby.
my niece is a foster parent. They get food stamps for the kids.
Okay.
They get health insurance for the kids.
Okay.
And they get a certain amount of money for the kids, which I understand a lot of people don't do it right.
Mhm.
But my niece does spend it on the kids.
Okay.
And they also, if there's like agencies around, like if you need beds or anything, there's companies that give you all of that. So there is a lot of perks that come with being a foster parent, and you get tax breaks.
Okay. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard that mentioned a few times about the tax breaks. Okay.
So if you've got foster kids, like some of hers were littler, and we got the program here that's called WIC.
Yes, everybody has WIC. Yes, we know about WIC.
Well, that's good. I just didn't know if it was called the same thing. You get all of that.
Yes, the same up here.
I mean, you get everything that is available. I mean, free medical care, everything, if you are a foster parent for the foster children.
Okay.
And then they turn around and they still give you money for the kids. And then at tax season, you get one heck of a tax break.
Oh,
so
I see. Okay.
Being a foster parent is rather profitable.
Okay.
So a lot of people do it so they don't have to pay their bills.
Okay.
The foster care system pretty much pays the bill.
Yes,
like,
yes.
okay, you get food stamps.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say that the other kids ain't going to eat that food that you buy.
Yes, yes.
So, I mean, a lot of people live off of it.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Hey, Queen.
Hi, Evie. Evie has joined us. Hi, baby.
How you doing? You look beautiful. I gotta concur with everyone that you've been having this little glow, sis. You need to spill the tea.
Thank you. So sweet. Thank you, boo. You didn't have to jump off, but thank you, baby, for joining us from Arkansas. All right, Evie, what you think about the interview? What was said? Wasn't said? What you think?
Listen, everything's just messy, and I made a comment just now that fostering children seems to be the new welfare, since people are getting kicked out of the welfare system. Oh, we got to find another way to make money so we don't have to work. So there's no attachment to these children.
Okay.
You know, I'm not really sure about that, Sheriff. Can you still hear me?
Baby, you here. You on.
Oh, okay. So I'm not really sure about that, Sheriff. I really don't know what to think. Seriously.
Okay.
You know, I agree with some of the viewers who say, well, he can't really say much, you know, because investigations, and I understand that, because, you know, we don't need to know everything. It can compromise the case. But it's been over 2 months now, right? And it's like we're still stuck in December with no information, except all we really have to go on is from that interview in December, and that's it. Really and truly, it's been no new information put out.
Okay.
Right?
Well, what do you think about what he did reveal, or the little bit that he revealed? The infrared and the fact about them uploading their own photos. They didn't tell them not to speak to the public. They searched the desert a week later. He won't admit if they took a polygraph or not. He hadn't talked to the bio mom in months. He ain't really talked to them in a while. All of that. Evie, don't tell me Evie go. Oh Lord. Wi-Fi only acts up in the late night. Evie fell off. She'll jump back on. Yes, Mimi. Bad seeds all day long. No, he just said they offered the polygraph, but he won't say if they took it or not. It's crazy. Just a bunch of crazy. Okay, come on back up, Evie. Because I don't down their parents, Kathy. Oh, Lordy. Well, we'll just pray for you, honey. Oh, Sanaya says, I heard Bio Mom dodging him. I don't know. And I'm not interviewing no chief. I don't get down like that. Nah. That to me, I'm not as some of them love to talk about somebody clout chasing. I don't rock like that. That to me is better for the professional news people such as Miss Perla, Shaheen. I don't need to talk to the chief about anything. Chief don't owe me no explanation. Let me put it like that. Chief Walker don't owe me no explanation. He doesn't owe me an explanation about anything. Okay, Evie, where are you, baby? If anybody wants to join in the stream, hit the link. I just dropped it. You're welcome to get up here and give your opinion about the interview that Chief Walker gave to Miss Perla Shaheen of Kget. Pisces Princess.
Oh, we
Hello?
can't see me in my bonnet. Hi. Hi. I said you can't see me in my bonnet.
Wait, well, okay. Well, you can stay in the cut with your bonnet. How you doing?
Okay, good. Thank you. Calling from Las Vegas.
Ooh, Las Vegas, another Las Vegas. All right, hit it, baby.
Look, LA born, but I'm stuck in Vegas.
Okay,
yes.
Okay.
I overheard just now you mentioned that the sheriff said, "Oh, my Bluetooth is about to go out. It just said the battery's low." Okay, but I'm gonna keep talking. You said the sheriff said that oh, I just drew a blank. I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
That's okay.
You said, okay, yeah, it was about this. In his video, he mentioned he got the dogs. He said that is a tool. He said, and they use those tools.
Yes,
he
yes.
said, yeah, and then he said the lie detectors or whatever you call that, they're tools.
Yes.
We use those tools. But then he said at the very end, he says, but we don't have that. So they did not give that. They refused a lie detector.
Okay.
You get what I'm trying to give? My Bluetooth just died.
Okay.
One moment. Let me turn it. Let's see. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, wonderful. So so he said that oh yeah, the dog's a tool, the lie detector's a tool. He says, but we don't have those. So they actually refused those. They didn't they didn't get them. Like, it wasn't like Trezelle and Jacqueline said, we're able to do it, et cetera, et cetera. They refuse it. So they don't even have that option to work off of. Some people think that basically that they did take it and they're not saying anything about it.
Let me tell you this. I don't mean to interrupt you, but let's think
No, please do.
How easy would it be for me to just say, yes, they took the test and they passed?
Super.
So think of the other side of that coin. You took it and failed, or you didn't take it when it was offered.
So you're saying that even when he said that it was a tool that he didn't get,
it's a tool. He said he didn't get.
Right. So you're saying he could have gotten it?
I have to listen to that again because I can't see why he would say that if he won't even admit if they took it or not.
Yeah, that's what shocked me because the first interview he didn't admit that he got it or not. And this time he says, yes.
Well, I already knew then that they didn't take it. Think about this for a second. I keep telling everybody because I guess my mind is in rotation. It doesn't work like the normal mind. You see, I listen to everything that's said. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep saying this until y'all figure out where I'm going because I think nobody following me. You did not give recent photos of your children. Started the beginning.
Yes.
So if you didn't give recent photos of your children, you lied about having newer photos, which we know that's a lie because you still never gave a new photo. It's 2 months in. Why the hell would you take a damn lie detector test? Hey, whoa.
The truth is spoken.
Yeah. To the chief since probably a couple of weeks. Although, yeah, he can reach you. But you won't even go back in front of the TV to say, I want my kids back. I miss my babies.
Exactly.
I miss my children.
Not a tear to be shed.
Wait a minute. Let the queen really get ugly with you. You ain't said nothing about the ones that belong to you.
Exactly.
Nicely spoken.
Not even the ones that belong to you.
Not even the ones that belong to you.
Mm-hmm.
Call a spade a spade.
A spade. Ooh-wee.
So what you gonna tell the judge when you fall up in there? You didn't even speak about the ones that you gave birth to.
Exactly. Exactly.
Amen.
No, my heart is broken. I've not only lost my 2 adopted kids, I've already also lost my own kids. Nothing.
You ain't said nothing about the ones that you had, that you actually conceived with.
Please give me my babies back. Exactly.
You ain't even got in front of the news to talk about those. You better go in court and tell the judge what exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Ooh, this is powerful. I'm stuck on it.
I stay woke with it. I tell everybody, hey, I'm going by what you giving me. I'm going by what you gave the public.
Yes.
See, I'm one of the type of people. I want the kids to be alive, but I also know the flip side. If they be alive, they're going back into foster care. I'm going by what you said to the public, what you ain't said. See, that's the thing about people talking. See, sometimes what you don't say tells me what page you on. So the fact that these 2 demons won't talk tells me everything. That's the first sign of deception is when you refuse to talk to the chief, the police, the FBI, and the public. You refuse to rally for the same people that you went and put a missing persons report on and gave old photos to. Are you woke?
Bingo.
All right.
Got plenty to hide. Yeah. Plenty. Yeah.
See, if I don't talk to you, I can't slip up.
Exactly. If I can spell my name straight, you can't find me.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
I already realized you're talking about me on YouTube like a dog. So what the hell I'm going to go back in front of the news and talk to you again for?
Bingo. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Oh, man. And it tripped me out. A lot of people pointed out the fact that she spelled her name 2 different ways. That says a lot about a person. I know how to spell my name. And I won't stutter not once, twice, 3 times. She stuttered, spelling her own her own silly name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Here come Evie. Hold on 1 second. Let me put baby girl.
Okay. Hello. I'm not sure what happened.
Hey, Evie. You're up here with Crisis Princess.
Hello.
Hey, Miss Evie.
Yeah. How you doing?
The queen stay woke. The queen stay woke. See, sometimes, it's easy to judge people, but what you don't hear says a lot. And so the chief tonight let you know they can go to the public and speak anytime they want, be by the radio, bullhorn, anything. They haven't said a word.
Are we talking about the adoptive parents?
Yeah, the fact that they haven't even spoke for their own children. They do have their own biological children. You haven't even got up and said anything about wanting them back.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
Come on now.
Or how much they miss
they-
their brothers, how much they want their brothers.
Call their
Nothing.
name.
Or their name.
Do you know that when a child or person is deemed kidnapped, the rule is to call their name so the kidnapper will identify with he or she as a human.
Wow.
Everybody
and
knows.
also to let them know that they have a family that cares, trying to get to the core of that person's heart or something in their mind that will change, whatever it is that they're doing to hit that humanity part of the person.
Yeah, I was aware of that, but I was aware of what Miss Angie said exactly, the kidnapper too. I never thought about that perspective. Wow.
Yeah. See, that's why I kept trying to tell everybody. You look at y'all worried about them babies popping back up. They probably won't ever pop back up. Because just make sure to take care of that. That's why you got old photos, because this has been in the making for some time.
Right.
It was a intricate plan from day one. It's just a matter of putting it together from video footage of when they came into that house. That's why the chief ain't trying to tell you what the door cams are showing. Because you see, that's going to be the proof in, did you actually bring the children to Cal City? And I can't tell you that, because then I'm letting the enemy know that I know you possibly never had those children. Stay woke.
Exactly.
Amen.
They on the hunt. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And also about the infrared queen, because you had asked what I thought about that. If I've never heard until the interview that they had done that. But if they did all the square mileages, those kids can't run that fast. Even let's say they did run out into the desert. There's no way
that's why
they would have got away that quick.
Well, that's why he kept telling from day one, they ain't in the desert. I ain't worried about
right. He's been
I'm
consistent
worried
with that.
Yeah. He mentioned the temperature too. Babies can't run that far in 30-degree weather.
And he said after 20 minutes, they would tire.
Right. Okay. So the infrared would have definitely picked them up if that was the situation, which we know isn't. And, I just like everyone else, I don't believe they were ever in Cal City. But although they're saying that the dogs had picked up a scent in the house, but not outside of the house. So let's say they did go to Cal City, but they didn't pick up the scent outside. It's probably because they were carried out to the car. We're only going, we're only going based on footage from the neighbor. I mean, doesn't the neighbor have other footage of them coming and going since his camera's right on their house?
Yes.
They were carried out, or they were never there.
I thought
they never there.
Why there was no sense. Because let's say they did make it to Cal City, you carried them out in a tub or a plastic bag. If indeed they went to Cal City, the scent stopped in the house because you put them in something that over the threshold.
Hello.
Okay.
Yes.
And that footage that the neighbor had, right? Is that camera go off all day, or is it motion activated? Because he could have went back and seen what they were doing earlier in that day. Not just that timestamp that he, put out there, the neighbor put out there.
Yeah, to see a pattern.
Right.
Yeah, to see the coming and going. The van can't always be right in front of the door. There's got to be a slip up at some time.
Of course. See,
and my 2 cents, why Jackie and Trezell aren't coming out and saying anything else, because when you have something to hide, right? If you're lying, let's say, for example, I'm lying to Queen about something and Queen knows I'm lying, I'm going to avoid her because I know that she's on to me. I don't want to be uncomfortable. I don't want to have to face her.
I don't want to look you in the eye.
I don't want to look you in your eye. I don't want to be around Queen. I love her, but I'm uncomfortable because I'm a liar. And she knows it, and I know she knows, but I'll never admit it.
Shut up,
what I'm saying?
And the more interaction means more opportunity to slip up.
Think about this for just a second. These people are talked about daily on YouTube and Facebook. you know they're watching what we're saying about them. So they are thinking to themselves, damn, they didn't watch how I stood. They said I cut my hand. They said I did this. They said I only drove around for a couple of minutes. They said she didn't come outside. They said I didn't upload no photos. They said the photos I got from Jamal. You think they ain't watching all of that? What the hell they want to go say something to the chief for what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should implore them and hit the humanity in them that since they want to listen to everything, just tell us where the kids are at.
Oh, I can't do
You
that.
know, those babies.
I'm not trying to die. I'm not trying to die by the needle on a stretcher.
Look.
You understand? Because think about it. A sociopath says to him and herself, they ain't got that body. They ain't got nothing. They can talk about how I look, how I talk, what's on the phone, Google searches, show the body, find the body. You understand what I'm saying? See, in order to catch a killer, you got to think like a killer.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You ain't got no body, you ain't talking about nothing.
Right.
Exactly. That brings me back to that one little image of the person, all black, looking out of the property across the street, looking out and then walking back in. Did anyone ever truly address that?
Well, that's somebody showing you something. But ask yourself this, like all the other gossip you see, is it really relevant?
I wonder. Is it that one image sticks in my mind?
But why would you think it's relevant?
Because it looked like they looked out at the same time that he was pulling off, as if they had something planned.
Well, guess what?
What?
What fool gonna ride the ride with you knowing there's cameras out there seeing everything? I'm just saying.
And I also think
because who's to say that person don't have a camera and if they are allegedly involved? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Because see, if you don't know who has a camera, are you really getting ready to risk doing something with this dude and his wife? Because you don't know who has a camera, where they got it. And from what we've seen, everybody got some type of surveillance cameras on their house around there.
Exactly.
Okay.
Old homes, new cameras.
Amen.
Yep. Yeah. These babies are rocking my world.
When I say this reeks of the devil all day long. This is sinister.
Yeah.
It's power.
Yeah,
that desert is rotten, baby. It's rotten. And I wouldn't take a dog out there.
Yeah.
And I drive through the desert all the time to go to California, and you don't think of it that way. But when you see certain situations,
you wouldn't want to. What you praying is your car don't run out of gas and stop on that lonely.
Exactly. That's the one thing.
Right.
Don't let me have to stop.
I wouldn't rob some. And right now, somebody said, "Girl, come on, we're gonna take a night drive. Where we going? We're going through the desert. There we is.
Not nighttime, my tail. Exactly. Not nighttime.
We gonna fly over the desert, but we ain't riding in no car.
Exactly. The sun better be up at least.
We better be 27,000 feet in the air. Shut your mouth.
My girlfriend lives in the Bay Area, and she says she has to drive past Bakersfield and Cal City when she goes to Vegas.
Okay.
And she said Cal City is nothing but what do you call it, tumbleweeds?
Yes.
And just like a little store. She says is just. She said she gets an eerie feeling. She can never wait. It's like she just can't wait to get through there.
Oh yeah, well, it's like for you though,
Yeah. So I mean, I think that. I mean, I don't really know what to think because at this point, for me to say anything is just speculation. Because all I'm doing, is really going over and over just a little bit of information that we have.
Well, Evie, let me tell you this. Okay, so what do you think that what he said in the interview was pertinent or not? Is it more than what you learned in the last interview?
It is a little bit because I wasn't aware of the infrared.
She fell off. Okay.
And can you hear me?
Yeah, the other lady, she fell off.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I didn't know about the infrared. I didn't know about that. And he did say he has like a dozen persons of interest, not suspects.
Okay.
So
You mean from the last time? Because somebody said that was a last interview that doesn't comment.
yeah, but it wasn't suspects, it was persons of interest.
Okay. So I need to watch that because I
Right.
don't recollect that
Right.
commentary.
I think the chief is just choosing his words wisely.
Amen.
Yeah. Because you never want to let the persons of interest know how much you know.
Well, you
You know,
can't
forget what the
you don't
public
want
wants
them
to
to go
know.
on the run
Right.
or do
I
anything
find
to
it
it.
odd. Yeah, I think he's just choosing his words wisely. You know, he doesn't want to say the wrong thing and he doesn't want to give too much information if there's any more information to know. Or he could just be telling everything that he knows. We don't really know.
We don't. Let me ask you this. Do you think the children are alive?
I do not.
Okay.
I
Why
think
is
what I think, and just my opinion, I think they did something to them or something happened to them way before they reported it. I think, you see, this is what I'm sitting here thinking. Now they're saying they had two other foster children, which that whole thing just confuses me because they gave two back, they got two more, whatever. So when you I've never adopted a child, so this is my question. When you adopt a child, do the child services still come to do checks
Well,
on the
I can't
family?
say what but I know in California, they still get a stipend. So in my mind, I'm thinking, why would they not come? They're still paying you because they don't have to pay you. Why would they pay you? But the adoption is allegedly free through the state of California. So one could say perhaps they still visit because they're giving you a stipend till they're the age of 18.
Right. So being that they had two other foster children, this is what I'm thinking.
So
Because
they
I'm
still
only
coming around allegedly.
yeah, they're still coming around.
Yeah.
So Trezell and Jackie had to come up with something because they knew one of them visits was coming up and they
Yes,
couldn't account for the
yes,
kids.
yes,
So now we got to come up with something to say them
yes,
kids went missing because we're about to have a home visit.
yes. Or somebody called. Somebody was nosy. There was a nosy
Right.
Parker. How about it was the week of Christmas and somebody was coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
And
Oh,
we were
I
getting
thought
ready
we
to
were
go take
singing.
a trip. We were getting ready to go take a trip, and oops, I'm -2.
Yeah. I better come up with something quick.
What you gonna tell somebody where them two at?
Right.
Right.
So I mean, there's so many facets, and you know, there's so many. Like he said, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
But me personally, feel that they were about to have a home visit, and they had to come up with something real quick. And they went and bought one gift and put it in the bag under that tree to make it look like they're still around. Oh my goodness, the kids are missing.
One bag though.
Yeah, allegedly.
Hey, I'm back. I slipped off by
Oh, okay,
accident.
that's fine. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I'm asking Princess, do you think the children are alive or not?
Oh, I'm that romantic, like I try to wish for the best in anything, but deep
You're
down,
romantic.
that romantic where like everything is bliss, like the hippie type person.
Oh, honey.
Like it's all good.
I guess I need to jump on that bandwagon, huh?
Look, oh, come over here and shake me straight, because that's where my heart was. But I hate to. My heart trembles in the other direction now. Like I don't think the babies are here no more. It has been a very long time.
So that's you and Evie both thinking the same.
Yeah, we're thinking the same. Something just is not right.
Okay, let's do a hypothetical. What if the children are alive and somebody's trying to figure out a way to bring them back and get the 122 G's?
I thought about that too. They would have to have a damn good explanation as to why they had these kids past few months.
Well, my friend Darius says, well, they ain't got to explain because there's there's some people, part of that reward is saying you get the money if you just show up. But Cal City and the pool people, which is 30,000, says, it's got to be a arrest and a conviction. So that could be years down the road before you get that 30K.
Right.
Okay, getting back to how, do you having the kids and then getting the credit for it, what you could do is have the kids, drop them off somewhere discreet though, where no one else can just identify them and take them on for themselves.
Like a few paces from the desert to a stoplight.
Correct. You got me. You sit there. You call the cops and go, "Oh my God, look what I found here."
Right.
You could play that game.
But you got to make sure, ooh, don't nobody check your telephone.
And they probably will do that. You're correct.
Mm-hmm.
So you better throw that phone out, call from a payphone if you could find one.
Right. You get your
Yes,
new phone.
indeed.
9 times out of 10, you've been using a phone to concoct this ruse in the first place.
Exactly. So even if it's just hours beyond you leaving them in the desert and watching them with your binoculars, making sure they make it to the curb, they still already know you drove to the desert in the first place.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, at 122,000, somebody be chirping like a bird.
Right. Hello.
Yeah.
You know
it
what
may
else
not be
I
a lot
thought
to
of?
some, but it's a lot to many.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole lot. I don't care what nobody say.
It's a lot of money.
That's 122 you didn't have.
Exactly. Right. I don't have the 22.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That 122 is the 122 you didn't have. So why would you not come forward and tell what you know, what you saw, what you heard?
Gosh.
Because possibly it ain't no extra parties involved. It's just two dusty heathens that got tired of being adoptive parents. Something popped off, jumped off, and they got rid of both them kids.
Could you really just get tired and go to the extreme of it?
What did I tell y'all? Never ask why. Ask why. Ask why not.
What about giving them back though? Let's say you get to that point where I can't take it. You call that worker.
Ask why not. See, you're thinking of a sober person's mind.
Right.
You're thinking of a lucid.
You have to think like a maniac.
That's right. See, that's what's the problem with everybody commenting. You thinking like somebody half-ass sane.
Gotcha.
You ain't thinking about somebody that was a deviant from birth. That was a spawn out there in their mama's womb.
Yeah,
and they walked around pretending to be sane and lucid and caring, but they never got those attributes as a child. So now they have become an adult, and they are the work of the devil. So they ain't never loved nobody. They ain't never cared for nobody. And it didn't matter that they helped procreate a child. That's nothing. Animals do that every day.
Well, exactly. With no thought involved.
No thought involved. See, that's what people don't seem to understand. People hurt people every day. Dr. Phil told you that. Hurt people.
Yeah.
Hurt.
They lack empathy.
Amen.
The whole family, not just them.
Well, he probably got that. Because from what I was told by the source, it is not believed that he had a good relationship with Miss Wanda West.
And for a man, his empathy would come from his mother.
Exactly.
He probably was mistreated as a child himself, Trezelle. Possibly the other children as well. Come on now.
And when a man doesn't have a good relationship with his mama, he don't have a good relationship with anybody.
That's what I was thinking. You know,
you just a walking wounded.
Yeah. Where do you learn compassion from if you don't ever receive it, especially from your mother?
Well, the mother didn't show any compassion.
Well, we watched her, didn't we?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She never called the children by their names.
No.
She
said, from what I know, they were good parents from what I know. So that means you don't have a good relationship with your son from what you know, not what you see from what you know, what you heard.
Amen.
From what I know. And it's still, even in that statement, it's still like, why aren't you still focused on the kids? Forget their parenting.
Right.
You know, there was no focus on the babies at all.
And then you also uploaded those tired ass photo of them children when they was babies. And the one in the photo sitting next to the grandpa ain't even one of the missing children. Shut up, Satan.
That family got a lineage of just
Neglect.
no, well, you know what they say, break gosh.
Batcave says, why 6 boys? Why adopt? I've been wondering that too. Because I don't want to say what I want to say, but I'm gonna lead it to you and you finish it. Wow, boys. I'll wait.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I tell you,
I can't wrap my head around that.
I said stay woke.
Oh, what I was trying to say was generational curse. Like that whole family is just off. All of them. They have and Orrin and Orson, those poor babies, you know, like some people, they just carry this energy with them, or it's placed on them, not on, because they're babies, so they haven't done anything. Right. Unfortunately, they're carrying that generational curse, and they've never been loved. They came into this world without proper care, and it just carried on through the foster system and adoption system. So the boys or Orson, they just carrying something that they didn't ask for.
Well, they didn't ask to be here anyway. None of us asked.
None of us asked to be here, but they've been failed from the very onset.
Yes.
From the very day they were born, they were failed. Period. And you just shuffling them from one dysfunction to the next.
And that's all that's been going on with the children.
That's all they've been around is dysfunction.
No identities at all. How you gonna form an identity going from place to place as a baby?
Right.
I wish there was another way to get the parents to break, because when that officer said that, yeah, you know, the lie detector is a tool, but unfortunately we don't have that, it means they refuse to take it. I'm just going back to that in my mind. Like, I wish there was a way to break them. They know something.
Vala says,
I think he said he wasn't going to comment. I think he said no comment on them taking the lie detector test.
Oh, that was the first interview.
Oh, okay.
Somebody
flipped up on the second interview and said that they didn't have that tool.
Maybe Jacqueline didn't trust Giselle with little girls. Well, you know, the room on the street is that family. Them boys like boys. Shut up.
The daddy might have been a little lunatic who wanted just little baby soldiers, and you never think of girls as soldiers, so he wanted a little army for himself.
Okay, hold on a minute. I got somebody else that want to join. Hold on 1 second. Hello? Oh, she's waiting.
How are you?
Hello, Lachey?
Yes.
Hello? How you doing?
I'm good. My name is Lachey.
How you doing? Where you calling from, baby?
Where are you? I'm calling from Sacramento.
Hello,
yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, baby, I can hear you.
I'm good. Okay, I'm good.
You gotta turn down. I think something's an echo right now. You got TV on or something.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, baby, I can hear you.
Turn down something.
If you're watching me on a TV or something, can you turn it down?
Mute. Pause the YouTube.
Turn down something.
If you're watching me on a TV or something, yeah, because I hear myself in the background.
Turn down my volume.
Whatever you're watching me on. Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Let me turn it down.
Okay, that's fine.
Turn down my volume.
Whatever you're watching me on. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me.
What I do is pause the YouTube video.
Okay, is that better?
I still hear something in the background, like a little bit of noise. Shit. Are you watching me on a television set? Okay.
Is that better?
Yes, that is. How you doing?
Okay. I gotta turn you up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm good.
Okay, baby.
I've been watching you for a long time.
Okay.
And I'm from Sacramento, California.
Okay. Yeah, I still hear echo. Oh gosh.
Oh, it's echoing.
Yeah, I'm hearing myself. Yes. And
What
here,
do I need to do to get that out of there?
I don't know.
Whatever you're
I
watching
don't
the
know if you were
YouTube.
watching me like on a TV. You know how some people cast it to their television, to their TV.
Okay, maybe it's on my.
Maybe well, just turn your phone down and just talk.
My phone's not even on.
Well, how are you watching me?
Okay. Hopefully you can hear what I'm trying to say to you.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm from Sacramento, California, and I've been watching you for a long time.
Okay.
I really appreciate the stuff that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that far from California City.
Okay.
But what I wanted to say to you is that I've been through, and it's taken me a long time to really like express what I want to say.
Okay.
Because I've been through a CPS type of situation.
Okay.
And I don't want to cry. I'm going to try to get through this without crying.
Okay.
Because I've been through a CPS type of situation.
Okay.
I have 2 granddaughters.
Okay.
They're the same ages as these little babies.
Okay.
And it touches my heart. It tugs at my heart. Because what you guys don't realize is in California City, the young man you had on that, the young man you had on yesterday.
Yeah, John.
He's telling you the truth.
Okay.
They're so prejudiced out there. They don't like us black people.
Okay.
They don't like us like that.
Okay.
So we got to fight for what we're going through.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And like I said, I've been through a CPS type of case. Okay. And I'm not sitting up. I'm not perfect. Okay. I'm not nothing. I admit to what I went through. I did my time. I laid down and I did it. But I never harmed my grandkids.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So
but me being a black woman out here in,
are you trying to say that what did you have children removed from you, or what are you trying to say?
No. I never had them removed from me. I've had I was in a situation to where I was in a situation to where I had custody of my grandkids.
Okay.
I can hear you. It's kind of like following. Yeah, it's an echo, but I can hear you.
Okay.
So I had custody of my grandkids.
Okay.
I can hear you. And I'm not finna lie. I don't have no reason to lie. I'm not ashamed of nothing or nothing. But what happened to me was my daughters. My daughters, both of her, they have the same. My grandkids have the same father. I don't want to say he committed suicide. He was using heroin.
Okay.
And he had an overdose.
Okay.
So that took, it took a lot of me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it took a lot of me. I was there for my daughter. It took a lot of me. But I made a mistake and I own up to that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I made a bad decision.
Okay.
I chose to drink when I had my grandkids.
Okay.
And when I was drinking with my grandkids, I took them to the park. Mind you, this is like, just like I'm in I'm not in California City, but where I live at is just like California City.
Okay.
This is just like I'm in California. So I took them to the park.
Okay.
And I was just playing with them. But I felt something wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
I took like 2 little shots. I'm not lying to you. I took like 2 little shot glasses. And I felt something wasn't right. And I was like, oh, okay, I need to go home. Because I felt something was right. So I was trying to get my granddaughter off of the slide. And when I took my granddaughter off the slide to put her in the stroller, I dropped her. And I dropped her on her head.
How old was she?
She was 2 at the time.
Okay.
She was 2. And I dropped her on her head. And I picked her up and I tried to put her in the stroller again. But there was some, and I'm not prejudiced. I'm biracial. I'm half white myself.
Okay.
So I picked her up and I tried to put her in the stroller and take her back to my house because I felt like something wasn't right.
Were you walking or driving?
I was walking. I was 2 blocks from my house. So I was 2 blocks from my house, and I knew I needed to go home because I felt something wasn't wrong. Something wasn't right.
So what were you feeling? Lightheaded or nauseous or what?
So I was 2 blocks from my house, and I knew I needed to go home. Something wasn't wrong. Yeah, I just felt something wasn't. It wasn't. You know your body. I just felt something wasn't right.
Had you taken any other type of medications or narcotics or anything that day?
Yeah.
What did you take?
Had
you taken any other type of medications or narcotics or anything that day?
Yes, I did. Yes, ma'am.
What did you take?
I did, but I took it at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
What did you take?
Antidepressant medicine.
Antidepressant. Okay.
But I took it at 5 o'clock in the morning. This happened at like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I thought all of that had already went through my system.
You thought it wore off?
Yes, ma'am. You know, so I had, like I told you, I'm not gonna lie. I have nothing to lie about.
You thought it wore off?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. So I took those 2 little shot bottles. And I took it. And when I took the babies to the park, I started to feel a difference. That's why I took her and I was like, I need to go home. I was 2 blocks from my house. And when I picked her up, I tried to put her in the stroller. And when I put her in the stroller, she fell out of the stroller and fell on her head. And I picked her up again to try to put her in the stroller again, and she fell out again. Next thing that I know, the police swooped me up and took me to jail.
So she fell out of the stroller the second time when you put her in the stroller?
Yes, ma'am.
So you hadn't put her fully in the stroller?
Swooped me up and took me to jail. Say it again?
She wasn't fully in the stroller?
No.
Now, where was the other child at while you were doing this with the first baby?
Yeah. She was 2.
Okay, where was the other baby?
She was already in the stroller. The other baby was like, Aubrey was like probably maybe.
Where was the other baby?
She was in the stroller.
So you had a double stroller?
Yes, ma'am.
I see. Okay.
So I put her in the stroller, and then when I tried to put her in the stroller, I accidentally, you know what I mean? I accidentally dropped her, but I didn't mean to, I didn't mean to cause her no harm. I wasn't trying to do that.
Okay.
I knew something was wrong. I was just trying to go back home because I knew something was wrong.
Okay.
And I was trying to go back home.
Okay.
To get help. But before I got home, just like California City, I live in an all-white, Elk Grove is an all-white town. So whoever was at the park in Elk Grove, they called the police on me.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? So whoever was at the park in Elk Grove, so they did what they called the police on me. I'm not even till this day, I'm not mad at them. They did what they did. You were supposed to look out. I'm not mad at you. You were supposed to do what you were supposed to do. Look out for my grandkids.
Yeah.
But you still should have found out the situation before you called the people on me.
So you feel like somebody should have came over to you and asked you if you were okay.
Right.
Okay.
You know, so that's why I understand with these babies and yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm
trying to echo. You got to turn something down. It's really echoing bad. The echo.
Hey, Queen, it's Evelyn. If Lachey, you have to pause the YouTube because it sounds like it's still playing on your device. Because when you call into StreamYard open, but YouTube keeps playing. So if you could pause your YouTube, it sounds like it's still playing on your device. Because when you call into StreamYard open, but YouTube.
Too many people mic down. Let me mute everybody mic. Let me see if that helps.
Because when you pull into StreamYard open, but
too many people mic down. Let me mute everybody mic. Let me see if that unmute. The mute is not working. YouTube, the StreamYard is telling me not to mute them.
Yeah, I've been on mute totally. Going back on mute now.
YouTube, the StreamYard is telling me not to mute them. Okay,
I've been on mute totally. Going back on mute now.
You can't hear good. It's gotten worse. Sorry. Okay. Where are the children now?
Huh?
Where are the children now?
There was my daughter.
Okay. So were you arrested?
Huh?
Where are the children now?
There was my daughter.
Were you arrested at that time?
Yes, I was. I see them every day. You can't.
I know, but I'm saying at that time, did you get arrested at that time?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What happened with you?
I went to jail.
And what happened? What did the judge render? Is what I'm saying.
I went to jail, and then I had to stay in jail for almost a year.
Oh wow! So what were the damages done to the child's head? How bad was it? That bad that they felt like you were inebriated?
No, there was nothing. There was nothing. Nothing. It was nothing. Nothing. There was nothing done to my grandkids.
No, but what I'm saying, the doctors didn't find anything wrong with the child.
No, exactly. No, nothing. There was nothing done to my grandkids.
Okay. No, but what I'm saying, the doctors didn't find anything wrong.
No, they didn't. They didn't find nothing. No.
So you did a year in jail.
Yes.
Child 2 times.
Yeah. No, they didn't. They didn't find nothing. But I did that. But I'm telling you, like right now, even though when I was locked up, I still was in contact with my daughter.
Okay.
Even though to this day, I just seen my granddaughter.
Are you using 2 devices?
Okay. Even though to this day, I just seen my granddaughter.
Are you using 2 devices?
No, I don't. I'm on like my computer.
Oh, she's on the computer. I don't know. Okay. I said, okay, so
no, I don't.
Nothing. You said nothing was found with the baby. The doctors didn't deem the baby injuries or anything to the baby's head. A judge gave you a year in jail.
Yeah.
For dropping the baby twice.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing.
What were the charges? Somebody said, what were the charges? What were the charges?
My charges was the charges that I had was child endangerment.
Okay. Child endangerment. Okay.
What was the charges? My charges was but still to this day, I could even I could even tell you, even though I had those charges, my daughter never kept me away from my grandkids.
Okay.
Still to this day, I deal with my grandkids. I just seen them yesterday.
Okay.
My granddaughters love me to death.
So the granddaughter that you dropped, she was 2 at the time, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then the other one was how old?
Aubrey was.
Granddaughter that you dropped, she was 2 at the time, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then 2 and how old? 2 and what?
No, Mia was 2, and then Aubrey was like a few months old.
Okay, so you dropped the 2-year-old.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh Lord, 2. So one was 2, and one was a few months old. So when you dropped that 2-year-old, was the one that was a few months old? She was already in the stroller.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
When you dropped that 2-year-old, okay. 1 month old, she was already in the stroller.
Yes, ma'am. Say it again.
Yes, yeah, I haven't nothing. You're echoing. You're probably gonna have to go back in the chat because you're echoing really bad.
So you want me to log out and come back in?
Or call me on IG. You're echoing real bad. You can't understand what I'm saying.
Log out and come back in.
Or call me on IG. I don't know how to tell her to mute. Oh, Lord, mercy. Echoing real bad. You can't. Can you read the chat?
Can I read the chat?
Yeah. I don't know how to tell her to mute. Can you read the chat?
I don't see the chat. I could log out and try to come back in.
Or you can call me on IG.
Okay. What do I come back in as?
Big Sexy 71. I'm on IG.
Big
Sexy 71.
Okay.
Okay. Big Sexy 71. I'm on IG. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. Sorry, I don't know what the problem is. Evie, you still here? Evie. I don't know. Evie, are you still here?
I'm here.
Okay. Sorry about that, Pisces. It didn't matter, Pisces. I think it's just something maybe with her computer. I'm not sure. Or what do you think about what she said?
When we call in, Queen, your YouTube minimizes and the StreamYard opens up. She has to mute the YouTube.
Oh, I didn't know.
Like if I unpause the YouTube, you'll hear an echo because it's both of them playing. So she probably had another tab open on the top. She had to click that YouTube tab. Right.
Yeah. Double it up. Yeah, on the screen. Okay. So what do you think about what she said?
I think she was very honest.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, it took a lot of courage to get on a platform such as this. And
okay, honey, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. I read the comments. Okay. But you know what I was sitting here thinking? What if she had dropped the one that was a couple months old?
Right.
Because when she said that, I thought, okay, where was that baby at? And she said that baby was already in the stroller.
Mm-hmm.
The double stroller.
Well, she had been drinking and was on that medication. So
her
coordination wasn't even right. Her mind wasn't clear to begin with.
Right. But what I think somebody should have done, too, I do believe somebody should have went over and asked her if she needed help.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Although I know it's not their obligation because she was an adult. But if you thought she was inebriated or whatever you thought was wrong, why didn't you just go over and ask too? Ma'am, do you need some help loading your children in the stroller? Ma'am, do you live far? You understand what I'm saying? Somebody.
You know why, Queen? Because in this society, people don't do that. They rather call the cops or take a video. That's
okay,
why.
Stephanie, thank you. She got a year in jail because she dropped the baby, the 2-year-old, on her head.
Yeah.
It's a child endangerment charge. I'm at 3 hours.
I got my husband. I had him subscribing. He's on here too, listening.
Oh, thank you, husband.
Say hi to Queen.
Hey, Queen, how are you?
How are you? Welcome, Subby.
He's very familiar.
Not two
with me. I
strollers.
play
See, I don't
every
listen.
day.
It was a double stroller.
Do not miss your show. Believe me.
Thank you. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, John. Right. Somebody said people don't want to get involved. Yep, they rather call the authorities. Well, that's usually what happens. Sometimes they don't ever call the police. They will let you be messed up and put your children in a stroller, let them fall down, don't say nothing. You know, when you watch that show on ABC, what would you do? They got the guys putting the Mickeys in the girls' drink, and you sitting right there and won't even say nothing. Now, that's deep. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Won't say a word.
I couldn't see somebody struggling with a baby
and not ask.
Before I even know what's wrong with them, I would ask them, do you need some help with put your baby in the stroller?
I mean, but we also don't know how we also don't know what her behavior was for somebody. Maybe they didn't feel that she was approachable.
Well, this is true. You're right. This is very true. Very true. Do you think it was worse than what she said it was? Dark and lovely? I have no idea. I cannot call that woman out to say anything because I don't know her. She called in. I don't know. I have no idea. But I can tell you, by the grace of God, the child wasn't injured severely that we know of because we don't know what actually was said and not said by the doctors. But I'm thinking about the worst case scenario too. Had she dropped the infant, because she had a smaller child. Now imagine dropping an infant 2 times. Trying to put
I was waiting to see how she was going to connect her experience with the Orrin and Orson case because
well, maybe she's bringing up the fact that of the bio mom, that issue. I don't know.
Yeah,
that she's got her kids taken away because of the cracked femur.
Yeah,
but she says she felt bad and she owns her part, so at least she owns what she did. Because you have some people who make excuses and say, it wasn't me. I don't know what happened to the baby.
Right.
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
This happens more than we know.
Right. Mooka said they'll tape you first. Right. Let it go viral first.
Right. Talking about World Star.
Right. I can't believe you said that.
I'm sorry. That's what they do.
Right. I hear you, dark and lovely, but that's I'm telling you, that case could have went way worse. She's trying to jump back on, but see, I think it's going to be echo still.
Well, you have to explain to her that she has to press the tab on top that says YouTube and record the video.
Yeah, but she's, oh Lord.
You have to explain to her that she has to press the tab on top that says YouTube and record the video.
Shay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, you're better now. Okay, so
is it better?
I don't know. I'm still hearing an echo now with myself.
Lachey, if you can hear me along the top of your computer, press the tab that says YouTube and pause the video.
YouTube tab off on top of the computer.
Lachey, if you can hear me along the top of your computer, press the tab that says YouTube and pause the video.
YouTube tab off on top of the computer.
Lachey, if you can hear me along the top of your computer, press the tab that says YouTube and pause the video.
YouTube tab off on top of the computer.
That's
sweet, man.
I can't hear you. I just
That's what I'm saying. You see the YouTube tab at the top of your computer. You need to hit the X on that.
I can't hear you. I just can't.
You see the YouTube tab at the top of your computer. You need to hit the X on that.
Okay, I can't see that. I just want to. Can I just say something and then I'll just get off?
I'm gonna jump off here because I'm already in 3 hours.
I just want to say something and then I'll get off.
Okay.
Can I just say something and then I'll just get off?
I'm gonna jump off here because I'm already in 3 hours.
I just want to say something and then I'll get off.
Okay. Go ahead.
I never, when it comes to my grandkids, I made the mistake. I own that mistake. I never when it comes to my grandkids, I made the mistake. I own that mistake. And I love my grandkids.
Okay.
There's nothing that I wouldn't do for them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I love my grandkids. But when it comes to these babies, Oren and Osen,
Yeah.
that makes me feel a certain type of way.
Okay.
Because they're like now my oldest granddaughter is 3 and my youngest granddaughter is 2. And there is no way in hell. This is what I don't understand.
Okay.
There is no way in hell. Even though I made a mistake with them, there is no way in hell that I don't understand why these biological parents, these adopted parents, you're not trying to find out where the fuck these babies are.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not trying to find out where like I told you, I'm up here. It's taking me a lot to come up on here to admit my mistake.
Yes, I see that.
I made a mistake, but I love my grandkids.
Okay.
I would never hurt them like that.
Okay.
But see, I heard something when I kind of got off. You have to understand. I heard something when I kind of got off. My granddaughters, their dad is dead.
Okay.
The oldest granddaughter, their dad died when my oldest granddaughter was 9 months old.
Okay.
She was in the house with him for 5 hours before the police came and found her in the house with him.
Okay.
So I would never harm my grandkids. Never on this motherfucking earth would I harm my grandkids. But when I had my grandkids, you have to understand, I was put on, when I got them and when this situation happened, I was just put on antidepressant medication.
Okay.
So I didn't know you couldn't mix.
So your doctor didn't tell you not to drink?
Well, I got it. I thought at 5 o'clock in the morning, if I took the medication at 5 o'clock in the morning.
You thought if you took it early, it would be wore out by the time you decided to drink.
Right. So if I took the medication at 5 o'clock in the morning, I thought at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I was good.
Okay. So that was your first time taking the medicine when you took the drink?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
see, that was fresh. That medicine was fresh in your system. You hadn't got immune to that to where you could drink.
Right. But I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Right. So I didn't know that. So when it happened, it happened. But I would never, there's no fucking place on earth I would never harm my grandkids. Never on everything in earth. That's why when I felt something was wrong, that's why I was trying to go home. And I was trying to pick my grandbaby up to put her in the stroller so I could go home. And I dropped her. I didn't mean to drop my granddaughter. I'm trying to go home because I felt something was wrong.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would never do that shit to her. But I spent a year in jail doing that shit. I own that shit. That's my, I own it. I own it. I'm not denying it. Yeah, I did it. It happened. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I didn't mean for that to happen.
Okay.
But I'm not
you,
going to deny that. But that's what bothers me about this case. Is like I told you
that they're not emotionally involved.
But I'm not.
You feel like they're not emotionally involved with the children.
Huh?
They're not emotionally involved with the children.
With the kids?
Yeah, emotional. They're not emotional about the kids.
No, but it's the fact that it's the same age as my grandkids.
Okay.
So it bothers me.
Well, somebody asked, are you taking counseling?
But it's the fact that it's the same
Are you taking counseling for the depression? Are you still depressed?
So it bothers me. Yeah, I'm still in counseling. I'm doing all that.
So are you still depressed? You still feel depressed?
Yeah, I am.
And
I am because of the
still drinking? Are you still drinking too?
No.
Okay.
I don't drink, but I'm still depressed because of the situation that I am.
Okay.
Are you gonna get the kids back?
I don't drink.
Her daughter has the kids. She was babysitting that day, I think.
Oh, okay.
I just saw my grand. Please trust and believe. Trust and believe. I want it to be known. Trust and believe. I see my grandkids every day. I see them. My daughter is never gonna let me not see my grandkids because my daughter knows I'm a good ass grandma.
Okay.
So I see them all the time.
Okay.
And them babies love me. And she understands, okay, my mom made a mistake.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But my daughter's not gonna be like, I'm not gonna let my mom not see her grandkids.
Okay.
Them babies love me. Their dad is dead.
Okay.
I'm the only one. I'm their daddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm the only one. So I love those babies. Like I told you, I spent a year in jail. I did that. I did my time. I'm not gonna lie. Whatever happened, happened. Yes, it happened. But it wasn't intentionally. It was just something that happened.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I love my grandkids. I love them to death. But that's what bothers me with this case.
Okay.
Because they're so close in age, and with I never, when it first came down, I don't, and I'm gonna be so honest, them babies aren't alive.
Okay.
Those babies, it's not. And I feel that they're not alive because of whatever happened. You know, I was praying that they were gonna be, but it's been too long. Them babies aren't alive. And if you know, like I told you, I'm from California.
Yeah.
So I don't live that far from where this situation happened. It's too much desert out there.
Yes, I hear you.
That's what everybody don't understand. It's too much desert out there. You can go out there and bury people out there.
Yes. Okay.
You know what I mean? That's what everybody don't understand. I pray to God that these babies are still alive.
Okay.
But I don't feel in my heart that they are.
Okay.
Because of what the parents have, what the adoptive parents have said. I don't feel that these babies are alive. They did something to them babies, and they've had every opportunity. Like when you had that young man, I watched you live when you had that young man on the phone, and he told you the truth.
Yeah.
He told you the truth because I stay in California. I don't live that far from where they are. It's too much desert out there. That's one thing about California. If you want to do something dirty, you could come out to like where he lives at. You could bury a body out there and won't nobody know for a long time. Unfortunately, to be honest with you. So that man told you the truth. What he told you the other day, he told you the truth. unfortunately, to be honest with you.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I got you. Well, I thank you.
That's sad. I wish I'm still praying, even though my heart tells me something else. I'm still praying for these babies.
Yes.
Because like I said, I have grandkids that's close in age to them. And I went through like I'm being honest with you.
Okay.
I have no reason to lie. You can even I mean, truth be told,
No, don't do that on here.
you can pull my stuff up. You can see what it is. I'm being truthful. I have no reason to lie.
Okay.
You know, but I'm just being honest.
Okay.
I really hope that these people find these babies, and I'm praying that they're okay. But deep in my heart, and you have to understand, like, you're not from California, but you have to, from California, me knowing how California is,
Yeah.
these babies ain't alive. It's been too long.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I pray to God that they still here.
Okay.
And that's why I wanted to call in to share my experience.
Okay, I thank you.
You know, and like another thing I had wanted to say, like with me, when it comes to the biological mother, when the situation happened with me, they do give you a certain amount of time to,
Well, we
if
heard
you
that.
have to go through these classes and stuff,
Yes.
you have to go through these classes to fulfill, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So I get that. I had I don't know what her stipulations was, but I can show you right now. I could pull it out of my closet and show you right now as proof. For me, in order for me, the situation that I was in, to deal with my grandkids, I've had to complete a certain amount of classes to get this CPS stuff removed from my grandkids. But my daughter, from day one, when they arrested me, I did my time. My daughter never kept my grandkids out of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She never did that because she was like, I know you, Mom. You would never harm my kids. She was like, even though you're going through the situation that you're going through, I'm not going to keep your grandkids from you. So I always, even though the courts was like, oh no, you can't have no contact.
Okay.
My daughter wasn't having that. She was like, nigga, you still gonna see your grandkids regardless of what they say.
Okay.
So I still had contact with them, but I still went through the, you know what I mean?
Process,
Went through the appropriate steps that I needed to do to make sure that I went through it. I had 52 weeks. They told me I had 52 weeks to complete my courses. I completed my courses in 52 weeks. I completed my courses in 3 months. And I have the paperwork in my closet to where I can show you. It takes you 52 weeks to complete the course, like with Ryan D. Normally you can go to a class maybe 2 times, maybe 3 times. I'm saying 2 times. You can go 2 times a week, but I doubled up. I tripled up on my stuff to get my stuff done. So if she really wanted her babies back, she could have done that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's on her. She really didn't want to get her kids back.
Okay.
Because I tripled up on my stuff. When they told me in order for you to get in contact with your grandkids and be in contact with your grandkids, I doubled up on my stuff. I was like, okay, COVID hit. I was like, okay, I can't do nothing. I was like, okay, My job is, in order to see my grandkids, I was like every day, Monday through Friday, I went to a class every single day. I was there.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, I thank you.
I was kind of embarrassed. I didn't want to call in. I've been quiet, but I can't be quiet because if you're quiet, us quiet people, you need to speak out.
Yes.
I'm speaking out, even though it embarrasses me.
Yeah.
This is what happened to me. Maybe it can help somebody else.
Yes, I hope it does.
What happened to me? And I love my grandkids. And I did whatever I needed to do to be in my grandkids' life.
Thank you. Thank you, Night Owl.
All right. You guys have a good night.
You have a good night, and we're going to pray for you that everything works out in your favor and that you continue to get your counseling. We're going to pray for you.
I'm good.
Okay.
Good night. And
Thank you.
forgive
All right.
yourself. Forgive yourself,
Okay.
Lachey.
All right.
Good night.
Bye,
Good
baby.
night.
Good night, baby.
How do I click off?
I click off. Okay. Ooh, mercy. Okay. What you got to say, Evie?
No, I said she has to learn to forgive herself because she's still full of pain.
Yes.
You know, she came across like she's very remorseful. She really probably didn't know, but like she said, maybe her story can help somebody else.
Right. Okay. What about you, Pisces Princess? What do you have to say?
Stuck on mute. Hello?
Yes. Oh God.
It's stuck.
I can't hear you, honey.
It's stuck on mute.
It shouldn't be on mute.
Oh, won't let me deselect.
I don't see it's not on mute.
What the heck? Can you hear me? I think you can hear me.
You're talking now.
Oh my God, my button will not deselect. Okay. I'm sorry to be that person.
That's okay. Because I'm over 317. I'm gonna check out here in a minute because I need to get off really late.
Okay, let me hurry up. She definitely touched my heart, and I really felt like she was purging. This was a good moment for her to let it out, just to get that off her chest.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a really bad situation, and it does compare to what's going on in a certain sense. And she needed to get that off her heart. Okay. And I don't know if she still has her struggles. It might not be alcohol. It could be something else. I'm not sure.
Right.
I don't want to assume, but yeah, she has a lot she's dealing with. And I'm glad her daughter was there to love her and not to just throw her to the wayside.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Evie?
I'm here.
You have anything else you want to say before we check out of here?
No, it was just that was a interesting call. It touched my heart too, and I enjoyed the live tonight. We covered a lot of different topics, and as usual, you reign like the queen that you are.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night to you, and good night to everybody, and I'll catch you on the next live.
Okay, I want to thank all of you for joining me. This was an interesting live. Pisces, are you done, baby?
I did have something very small to say.
Okay.
I hope I don't derail it. But it's been bothering me because low key, I do feel like you said, are the boys gone? And in my heart, I feel like, yeah, maybe so. But I feel like when there's two children involved, I feel like one is gone and the one was sent away. So I still feel like we have something to fight for.
Why do you feel that?
Because how often do you find two children killed? Like, if there's one quote unquote rambunctious one, and you feel like you can't tolerate that one, and you lose control.
He described both rambunctious. He said they can be rambunctious.
Oh, he did say they. You're right. But typically, there's, with kids, there's never the same personality. Of course, all little boys are rambunctious. Period. But I feel like there was one that he couldn't tolerate the most, and that's the one he hurt. And the other one he sent away because the other one, the older one, I'm assuming the older one was not the one that was the more troublesome one, the more difficult child to deal with. I don't know how to say that. But I feel like he hurt the little one and sent the bigger one away because the bigger one could speak about it. And then also, how do you explain having one child but not the other?
Okay.
So I feel like we still have something to pray for, something to strive for, something that will walk back to us.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Have a good evening and good weekend.
You too. Bye-bye, Angie.
Bye, darling. I want to thank all of you for joining me. I want to thank you for listening and chiming in. I want to thank the guests. I want to thank the mods, our new mod, Melissa. This was a very interesting live. It was unexpected. The commentary from Miss Lachey. Lachey needs to read the comment because I'm not going to be able to bring her back up because of the echo, and it's too late right now. It's almost 4 hours in. I want to thank you all for joining me. I will be probably going live again tomorrow with a new subject matter that I brought to you guys the other day. It won't be anything as serious as what we talked about tonight, but I want to thank you for your support, all my new subscribers, Staffy Mom, and letting me hear my boy from New Zealand. He's such a cutie pie. Thank you all for joining me. I want you all to be safe, and we're going to pray that there will be resolution to this case, that the truth will come out one way or the other. So no matter what you believe or what you think of, all the parties involved, side pieces, side shows, we are hoping, those of us who are woke and lucid and actually care, we're going to pray that the truth is revealed about those children and that there will be a resolution soon. There'll be a rest soon. And that's really all we can hope for at this point. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. If you'd like to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129. God bless all of you. I will talk to you guys later. Good night.